In Marshfield for Marshfield Tiger football tonight on WDLB. The Tigers take on the Pulaski Red Raiders in round 3 of the WIAA Division II football playoffs. The team that wins this game will face either Homestead or Slinger in the state semifinals next weekend. Tom Uthmeyer producing our broadcast tonight. Along with Delia Kaitis, I'm Gene DeLucio. Happy to have you with us for Marshfield Tiger football this evening here on WDLB. Well, a big assignment for the Marshfield Tiger football team this evening, facing the Pulaski Ball Club, which is very strong. Only one loss for Pulaski so far this season. The Red Raiders come into this ball game with a record of 10 wins and 1 loss. And they won their second-round playoff game last week against River Falls, 27-21. This Pulaski Ball Club features an outstanding ball player, senior quarterback Dylan Hendricks. Hendricks has thrown this year for 776 yards and 8 touchdowns. However, the Tiger is more concerned about what he does when he runs the football. So far this season, Hendricks has rushed for 2,468 yards and 28 touchdowns. He has carried for 300 yards or more in a game 3 times this season. And against River Falls last week, he rushed for 308 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that final touchdown, was the game winner late in the ball game. And so the Tigers will have their hands full against Dylan Hendricks and this Pulaski Ball Club tonight. Now, Marshfield not too bad on the offensive end. The Tigers now 11-0 after holding off Menasha a week ago, 26-20. Marshfield led 20-0 early in the second quarter, held on to win that ball game. Marshfield was outgained in that contest, 400 yards for Menasha, 267 for the Tigers. The most yardage given up by this Marshfield Ball Club thus far this season. Nonetheless, the Tigers had a big enough edge they could hold on and win that ball game. Once again, Ryan Krieger playing very well at quarterback for Marshfield. Ryan so far this year has passed for 1,510 yards and 20 touchdowns and only 7 pass interceptions, only 3 interceptions in the last 6 ball games, and all 3 of those in the ball game against Wausau West. Tiger top ball carrier this year is Brand Bowman. Brand coming into this ball game has carried for 822 yards and 16 touchdowns. Brand also quite a receiver for the Marshfield.
Out and then look at what we run against that defense, and then we hammer that all week. And we also have every other file sitting up in our booth if they change to anything during the game that we can make, in-game changes. And that's what we've been doing. And my coaches are doing a great job of it. Ryan and Randy and Scott and Chief, and Jimmy Sadowska, all those guys. It's a pretty cool thing that we've got going on right now. I know our Sundays are taken up by football stuff, and we get to church and then go talk football at 2:30 every day. So the wives are getting kind of mad, but then we just have to say, hey, we're still playing, and they get over it a little bit, but I know they're still mad at us. It's going to have to be a great big dinner at the end of the season. I'm going to be sure of that. So, but that's it. We're cranking the best we can.
Boy, some big plays in that ball game last week. The long run to set up score number 1, the long pass play for the second score, then stopping the fake punt to set up the third score. Tell us the importance of those big plays, especially in big playoff games.
Well, you look at any team and they talk about those chunk plays and things like that, all the terminology that people use, and you hear it on the sports announcer trying a big play every time. It's going to be a 3 and out, and your defense is going to be back out there. And as much as we can keep the defense off the field, that's about as good offense as you possibly can do. If you keep our defense off the field, then they're energized and they're ready and ready to go out there on the field again to face the offense once again. So.
Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel with us. Marshfield facing Pulaski in round 3 of the WIAA Division II football playoffs. We'll talk about this matchup in just a moment.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months. Now through December 31st, 2018. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
See the Kubota RTV Sidekick today at Chile Implement, just 10 miles west of Marshfield in Chile.
Dorian Excavating has the equipment to handle any project, from site development to ponds, waterways to bulldozing, and everything in between. Doyne Excavating will deliver crushed blacktop, black dirt, sand, gravel, when and where you need it, and on time. Doyne Excavating's professional staff is proud of a job well done and is with their customers every step of the way from start to finish. Doyne Excavating, Marshfield. Call 715-591-8491 with your project today.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Wisconsin. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility.
Right now, let's talk once again with Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel. Marshfield taking on the Pulaski Ball Club in round 3 of the WIAA Division II football playoffs. Coach, it's been a while since we talked about your offensive line. Let's revisit that somewhat. Tell us how you feel they're playing here as you go into round 3 of the playoffs.
You know, that goes without saying almost if anybody's been watching us and following us, and a lot of people are. You know, you have a good season and people are watching you, but these guys are just a special group. But you also gotta give it to Coach Hartwig and Coach Sadowska, guys that are working with our linemen, because of everything that they do and how they teach and how they install and what Randy's seeing on the defensive frontages and what we can do to get our kids to block a different play, a different way, a little bit of a gap here and there. You know, we're changing up plays on the sidelines, you know, things that you don't think most people would do. Change a running play? No, we change it for a gap, and we go back out there and do it the next time we're on the field. Last week we saw a defense do some things to us that we were like, what the heck, where'd that come from? And you know, you go back and look at what you do, and it's just like, that's a great defensive play, you know, and there's all kinds of internet stuff out there where they can find out what would you do against this, and everybody's got buddies all over the state of Wisconsin, you know, what do you do against this offense, and I'm sure they're calling other people, but, you know, our offensive linemen understand what we're doing, which is a big thing, not just that you just teach a play. They understand what's going on, and you know, you give Sam Hazley and Brody Anderson and those guys just a big, you know, heck of a job, guys. Way to go, pat on the back. Everything you do is working. You know, they're taking it upon themselves to say, you move here, move there. You know, Sam's a little bit more meticulous. He has to think things through 5 or 6 times before he can actually say things and get things happening. But when it does happen, it's the right way to do things. And he's got the guy next to him working with him, and sometimes, yeah, we make mistakes. And so do they, but doggone it, you know, the way they play together and how they shield each other from any kind of bad play, they just make each other work better and pick each other up. He misses a guy, I picked up your guy for you that play, dude, don't make the mistake again. And they talk to each other in their own language. So, but you know, then you go back to your people who make the calls for Ryan, you know, is just understanding pass protections and understands where he doesn't want to get sacked by guys, and he knows these things, and he's a competitor beyond no belief. He's just that kid, and you know, you don't get those guys that play for 3 years for you and then, you know, continue to get better every week, and he's just doing that, you know, and then he goes and punts the football for 50 yards a punt, or 45-6, I don't know, it's a close to 50. Great punter, and he's just doing everything for us. Our kids are playing well together, Gene, and it's just like, these are seasons that you want to keep in that memory bank and make sure you understand what we did, and the kids that we have, that's the Jimmies and Joes, man, and we got some Jimmies and Joes this year, so we're making the most of it, and I hope it keeps working for us. Well,
the Pulaski Ball Club at Beal Stadium tonight, understand they're a pretty explosive ball club. Can you fill us in on this team?
The dude that they got playing their quarterback in the single wing he's a man amongst boys out there. He's 6'4", 220 or something like that. You can look him up on the internet, but he touches the ball every single time, and he makes yards just about every single time. It's pretty hard to stop him. The game's going to go fast if he keeps getting first downs, because it's going to be hard to stop him every single time. But I think we have the firepower to score with him, and we can be in a game like that with him. We just don't need to be. Let's get some turnovers and score quickly and get them down. So if you get them down quickly, that's a bonus for us.
How do you handle a defensive situation like that? Because, as you mentioned, he'll throw the ball once in a while, and so other people are involved, and you certainly don't want your defense lulled to sleep just concentrating on one guy.
No, you've got to play assignment football. Your D-backs better be on guys, because if they just fall asleep for a second and they don't run with their kid, he's throwing a touchdown pass over your head, because he's 6'4" and can see the whole field. and can push guys off with one hand and sidestep another one and throw the football still 50 yards. So he's a special dude. That's why he's a good athlete. It's going to be a good football game, and it's going to be great to watch that thing happen. So just hope that we're on the winning side of that thing.
Marshfield Tiger football coach Denny Gadel in his pregame comments as Marshfield faces Pulaski in the WIAA Division II quarterfinals here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield tonight. Want to remind you our kickoffs this evening are a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield. Kick off your new career with Rail Transport. Get paid while you do your CDL training at Rail Transport of Marshfield. And more of our pregame report following these messages.
No matter whose name is on the door, it's the person you deal with that really matters. That one-on-one relationship is what Citizens State Bank of Loyal is built on. We are a local bank. Decisions are made locally, loans are serviced locally, and if you have a question, you know who to ask. If you are looking to make some improvements around your home, upgrade, refinance, maybe add on, talk to one of the local folks at Citizens State Bank of Loyal, Granton, Neelsville, Spencer, or Marshfield. We're just down the street.
The Central Wisconsin High School football playoffs allow us to recognize the accomplishments of the athletes. I'm Dr. Lori Bentz here at Bentz Chiropractic in Marshfield. We truly appreciate the efforts made by the youngsters who compete in various sports. This message comes your way courtesy of Bentz Chiropractic, 700 East 3rd Street, Marshfield, Wisconsin. We're there when you need us.
Ag Country Farm Credit Services has been serving agriculture and rural communities for nearly 100 years. They offer a wide array of financial products, such as loans and leases for farm operations and real estate financing, rural home loans, crop insurance, tax preparation, and much more. Contact your Marshfield Ag Country Farm Credit Services office in front of the mall on Central Avenue today. Equal opportunity lender and provider.
Marshfield Tiger football tonight here on WDLB. The Tigers and Pulaski meeting here at Beal Stadium in a Level 3 contest in the Division II playoffs. The final 2018 VFA West Division football standings. Marshfield in first place at 8-0. Stevens Point and Wisconsin Rapids both 3-5. DC Everest and Wausau West both 2-6. In the Fox River Classic Conference, Bayport the league champion at 9-0. And Pulaski second at 8-1. Green Bay Notre Dame third at 7-2. Green Bay Preble fourth at 6-3. The Ashwaubenon Ball Club that Marshfield beat in round 1 2 weeks ago finished in fifth place at 5-4. Marshfield Tigers in round 3 of the WIAA Division II football playoffs for the first time since 2012. The Tigers went to the semifinals that year. They did beat La Crosse Logan in round 3 that year, 41-7, then lost to Homestead in the state semifinals in UW Oshkosh by a score of 49-8. Marshfield also advanced to the quarterfinals back in 2010, defeating Menominee at Beal Stadium in that third round game 21-14, then lost to Cedarburg at Appleton North in the state semifinals 35-21. Marshfield lost in the quarterfinal round in 2009 to the Merrill Blue Jays, went to the quarterfinals in 2008 and beat Menominee, then lost to Kimberly in the semifinals the following week. Marshfield also went to the quarterfinals in 2004. That's the year that Marshfield last went to the state championship game, losing to Mukwonago in the state final that year. They beat Appleton North in the quarterfinals back in 2004 by a score of 26-21. The Pulaski football team is in the quarterfinals for the first time since 2016 when they lost to Menominee 41-14. They also went to the quarterfinals in 2009, lost to Kimberly in 42-21, went to the quarterfinals in 1998 and lost to Ashwaubenon 19-13, got to the quarterfinals in 1997, won that game over Seymour 22-2, then lost to Menominee in the semifinals 20-6, also went to the quarterfinals and lost in 1996 and 1991. Pulaski went to the state championship game way back in 1980. That was one of the years when there were only 4 teams per division in the state playoffs, and Pulaski that year beat Grafton in the semifinals, but then lost to Whitewater in the state championship contest 10-6. So tonight, Pulaski facing Marshfield for the right to go on to the state semifinals, and Pulaski has not been to the semifinals since 1997. Again, the team that wins this game faces either Homestead or Slinger in round 4, the state semifinals next week. Homestead ranked number 2 in the state, Slinger number 9, Marshfield ranked number 5, and Pulaski number 8 in the Division II football rankings. Homestead and Slinger meeting in Mequon tonight. Homestead knocked off Watertown last week 49-13, and Slinger beat the ball club from Hartford last week by a score of 28-0. The other team still alive in Division II, number 1 ranked Wanakee, and they're facing 4th ranked Monona Grove at Wanakee this evening. And 3rd ranked Brookfield Central is at home against unranked Waukesha West. Waukesha West, the only unranked team remaining in Division II. However, they did beat the number 10 team, Waterford, last week 31-28. Before we close out our pregame report this evening, do want to mention once again that the Stratford Tiger volleyball team was a winner today in the WIAA Division III semifinals at the Rest Center in Green Bay. Stratford beat Living Word Lutheran from Jackson 3-1, 25-23, 20-25, 25-11, 25-16. Maisie Nagel led Stratford with 23 kills and 16 digs. Lauren Nagel had 11 kills. Jaden Dalkey 32 assists. Brooke Peterson 17 assists. McKenna Kroll 19 digs. In the other Division III semifinal, Lake Country Lutheran blanked Grantsburg 3-0. Stratford now faces Lake Country Lutheran in the Division III state championship match at the Rest Center in Green Bay tomorrow at 11:30. Earlier today in the Division IV semifinals, Wausau Newman lost to Burlington Catholic Central 3-0. Newman led by Linnaeus Venice with 12 kills, Stevie Samuels 22 assists, Lauren Shields 12 digs. In the other Division IV semifinal, Clayton down River Ridge 3-0. Clayton now faces Burlington Catholic Central in the Division IV championship match tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's remind you once again our pregame report tonight here on WDLB, a service of the Baltus Bread and Butter Shops in Marshfield. Stop by their location on North Central Avenue in Marshfield next to Walgreens and fill your tank at the Columbus Dons or Marshfield Tiger Pride Pump. When you do so, 2 cents per gallon goes to that school system. That's at the Baltus location on North Central Avenue in Marshfield. That's our pregame report for this evening. Please stay with us for Marshfield Tiger football coming up next on AM.
Band, directed by Mr. David Carroll.
Quality Roofing is equally proud to always support area students. Quality Roofing serves Wisconsin.
And spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner.
That should be perfect. Thank you.
Now let's meet our teams for tonight. First, as a team, the visiting Pulaski Red Raiders. And as a team, your undefeated Marshfield Tigers. Tonight's officials have been assigned by the WIAA. Their experience and integrity qualify them.
Time when Jeff Wagner was a tailback quarterback here in Marshfield, where under Coach Bjorkman, the Marshfield Tigers played the single wing, and everybody thought that, what the heck are they doing? They're setting football back 100 yards. But this team from Pulaski runs a pretty legitimate single wing and tries to pound you. A very tight formation, capable of throwing the ball. But, Gene, they rely a lot upon one particular player on this team, a Hendricks kid.
Yeah, Dylan Hendricks, their senior, 6'4", 215. He's passed for 776 yards, but also rushed this year for 2,468 yards and 28 touchdowns, and now has 5,994 rushing yards in his high school career.
It's amazing. He's 6'3", 215. Overall, Pulaski doesn't, watching them on film, and when I look at them out here on the field tonight, they'll impress you of certainly of being anywhere near Menashe's size. But again, it looks like they've got some good athletes you have to get to this point of the season and be only a couple games away from state tournament. So just about ready to kick this one off, Gene.
Isaac Henke kicking off, or kickoffs the service of Rail Transport of Marshfield. Kick off your new career at Rail Transport. Get paid while you do your CDL training at Rail Transport. Bowman and Pierce back in deep safety for Marshfield. The kick by Henke. A line drive up the far sideline. Rolls to Bowman on the 10. Coming to the near sideline. To the 15-yard line. Gets outside. Cuts back in across the 20 to about the 22 and taken down there.
Good job by Pulaski of coverage. That ball kicked towards the far hash mark, or left hash mark, I guess you could say, if you're Pulaski going down the field. Marshfield trying to return that kickoff towards their bench. But they had a pretty good wall set up, but Bowman couldn't quite get to the wall because of good pursuit interior-wise from Pulaski.
So the Marshfield Tiger offense on the field, 1st and 10 from their own 22. Senior Ryan Krieger at quarterback, Isaiah Byro the fullback, Caden Pierce and Brant Bowman are the wings on either side. Krieger takes the snap and gives to Bowman. Cuts straight ahead across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Picks up 4 on that first down run.
Running right over left guard Gabe Racher, Brody Anderson, Racher, Kieran Bump, Sam Hazley, and Eric Foles across the front for the Tigers tonight.
And 2nd and 7 for the Tigers, just across their own 25. Isaac Meverden wide to the near side. Bowman out wide on the far side. Krieger back in the pistol. Takes the snap, looks to pass the ball. Comes near sideline, caught by Meverden at the 30. Comes up the sideline to near the 35-yard line. Fights his way to near the first down marker. Isaac being a big guy at 6'4", 190. Dragged a tackler with him out to near the 35-yard line. And they'll give Marshfield the first down. Isaac with his 29th catch of the year. Picks up 9 on that pass play. 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 35. Play just underway here at Beal Stadium. Marshfield and Pulaski in this Division II quarterfinal. Wide outs on either side. Krieger back on the pistol. Byro slides through in motion. Here's a whistle before the snap.
It's probably a procedure. I think Meverden may have jumped a little early right in front of the official on this near sideline.
And that is the call. That brings the ball back to the 30-yard line. 1st and 15. We'll give you all the playoff pairings and more on our On Sports program tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here on AM 1450 WDLB and on WDLBWOSQ.com. 1st and 15 Tigers at their own 30. Wagner far side, Meverden near side, double wing. Pierce goes in motion. Krieger to pass to the near sideline. Meverden again with a short catch. Breaks another tackle. Carries out to about the 41. Spun inside. Broke a couple of tackles. And picks up 11 yards on that pass play.
Took 3 Pulaski players that time in pursuit to bring Isaac down. He caught the pass about 4 yards in from this near sideline in front of the Tiger bench. Then curled back inside and put his shoulders down and gained another 4 of those 6 or 7 yards.
Isaac now has a catch in 22 consecutive games. 2nd and 4 Tigers at their own 41. Krieger in the pistol once again. Bowman comes in motion. And here's the counter to Pierce, trying to get outside and turn that corner. He does so, gets a few yards, then pulled down at the 44-yard shy of the first down. There's also a flag down behind the play.
Yeah, flag thrown about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, right at the feet of a Tiger lineman. This one will come back.
Now, holding call against Marshfield. So that play is negated.
Pierce did a nice job. He tried to dip inside the end, but then gave it the limp leg kind of move and then cut to the outside and had some green pasture to run to, but it's coming back.
Ball goes all the way back to the 28-yard line. So it's second and about 17. There's Meverton near side with Pierce. Wagner far side with Bowman. Krieger back in the pistol on second and long. Takes the snap. Starts to run the quarterback draw across the 30, 35, and slides down at the 40. I'm not sure he slid on purpose. He may have slipped a bit under his own without wanting to go down. But he does pick up 12 yards on the run and puts Marshfield in a 3rd and 5 situation.
Field's in good shape for this game tonight. We haven't had a lot of rain during the week, fortunately. Still some grass out here on the field, looking pretty good, but still a little bit muddy in spots. Krieger that time losing his footing, or he would have had a few more yards.
And a 3rd and 5 for the Tigers at their own 40. Krieger rolling to the near sideline, looks to throw, spins away from tacklers, heads up the far sideline, throws on the run, and the ball's caught by Wagner, who's wide open in the secondary. He's pulled out of bounds at the Pulaski 35-yard line. A first down for Marshfield.
Krieger should have been dead to rights in the backfield as one of the defensive linemen, I think it was, or defensive ends, got through and had him around the waist, but being a pretty strong guy himself at 205 pounds, Brad was able to break free, run to the far sideline, and found Wagner pretty much alone heading towards the sideline.
15th catch this year for Preston Wagner. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Pulaski 35-yard line. No score early first quarter. Tigers on the drive now, inside Pulaski territory. Krieger takes the snap, wants to throw to the near sideline. A catch by Meverton in the secondary, breaks a tackle inside the 20, and fights his way down to the 15-yard line.
Boy, these defensive backs are not very big from Pulaski, and they're having trouble handling Meverton once he does get the ball. Again, it took 3 players eventually to bring him down.
And that's 20 yards on that play. That's 3 catches by Meverton in this first series alone. We have 9:20 left in the first quarter. No score, but the Tigers on the drive. 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Pulaski 15. Gadel and Bowman far side. Meverton and Pierce on the near side. Krieger back to pass the ball again. Steps up, throws far sideline. Has a man. That's Bowman at the 5-yard line. Tries to get towards the goal line. Gets near it and gets in for the touchdown. Grant Bowman on the 15-yard touchdown pass. His 6th touchdown catch this year. 7-play, 78-yard scoring drive. Marshfield has the quick 6-0 lead. Tigers line up in their 2-point conversion formation. And now they head back off the field. And Mason Coffrin will come in to attempt to kick the PAT. Tigers score on their opening drive tonight. And it takes them less than 3 minutes to drive the field. Ryan Krieger with 21 touchdown passes this year, including 13 in the last 5 games. Ball is down. The kick by Coffrin is away, and the kick is good. So the Tigers on the scoreboard first tonight. 9:01 remaining in the first quarter, and our score is Marshfield 7, Pulaski nothing. Back to Beale Stadium and more football in just a moment.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger,
partners like family in helping build stronger neighborhoods is supported by a broad line of mortgage and home equity loans. Let us move the process of building, buying, or refinancing your home forward. To make the process easy, check out our online mortgage application at forward.bank or call us at 387-1122. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 422932.
Here comes the Wolf to the 15-yard line, trying to hit across the 20, 25 to the 30-yard line, pulled down there. Nice return by Pulaski. They'll put the ball in play just across their own 30-yard line.
Gust on the tackle that time, and Pulaski had a real good wall set up over here in front of the Tiger bench, but Gust was able to come from behind and clip the ankles of that returner, or Pulaski could still be running. They had a nice wall set up, but the runner just couldn't get there due to that nice play by Gust.
1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 34. Tigers have the early 7-0 lead. Now we'll see the Pulaski single wing led by Dylan Hendricks. Lines up in the backfield in a short formation, takes the snap and runs straight ahead, gets hit by Bushak and falls forward to the 40-yard line.
And we see one of the formations, or one of the features of the single wing. It's called the spinner play. Snap the ball back to the primary running back, which could be called the tailback or quarterback in this offense, and he spins around, fakes a handoff backwards and forward, and then carried off tackle. It's a big kid, 215 pounds. He carried the ball over 40 times last week for 305 yards.
2nd and 4 Pulaski at their own 40. Hendricks takes the snap, runs off tackle this time, and near the first down marker, has it at the 45-yard line, picks up 5. And those 2 runs by Hendricks, by our count, puts Hendricks over 6,000 yards for his high school career. He needed 6 to hit 6,000 yards. He's now at 6,005. 1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 45. 8:10 remaining. First quarter, Tigers have the early lead at 7-0. Casey Lambert, tight end on the near side.
Unbalanced line this way.
Alec Jeanette on the near side. Jeanette goes in motion. Hendricks straight ahead again, and he's pulled down after a short gain. A Marshfield man gets in there. That was Weirman, grabbed him by the legs and stopped him near the line of scrimmage. May have gotten 1 yard on the play. Gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for Pulaski at their own 46-yard line. New play comes in from the sideline with Bo Bramschreiber. Tiger defense digging in against this very strong ground attack. Hendricks in that short formation once again. Graciani next to him. Unbalanced to the far side. Hendricks takes the snap, heading for the far sideline. It's strung out. He now cuts back to the inside and breaks a couple of tackles, finally thrown down into the Pulaski bench at about the Tiger 47-yard line.
Looked like he was going to go out of bounds at the 50, but managed to cut back just enough to get forward for 3 extra yards. It's going to cause a 3rd and 2 situation for the Tiger defense.
About 8 yards for Hendricks on that play. 3rd and 2 for Pulaski at the Tiger 47-yard line.
Power sweep, and I mean power. There's linemen, there's running backs, there's wing backs, everybody out in front of that quarterback.
Jeanette out wide to the far side. 2 receivers, Graciani and Lambert on the near side. Hendricks in the pistol, takes the snap, runs straight ahead, has the first down, then pulled down inside the 45 at about the 41-yard line. Gain of 7 on that play. 1st and 10 for Pulaski at the Tiger 40-yard line.
It's a kind of night where when you do get the ball, you be
ball finally pulled down around the 35, maybe up a yard or 2. I'll mark him down right on the 35. He gained 5 on the play. Counter play for Bramschreiber. 2nd and 5 for Pulaski.
And off to the right wing back this time, going back, that last time anyway, going back across the formation.
Ball is on the Marshfield 35-yard line. Hendricks waiting, and now the snap goes straight ahead to the fullback. That was Szymanski for about 5 yards to the 30-yard line. Just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, that's that spinner series. There's that one back that is only about a yard and a half or so behind the guard, and every once in a while they'll short snap to him with all that misdirection behind him in the backfield.
3rd and 1 for Pulaski at the Tiger 31. Pulaski lines up once again. Hendricks takes the snap, goes off tackle for the first down. He's in the secondary, inside the 15-yard line, the 10-yard line. Still on his feet at the 5. He gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
He ran over about 4 Tigers that time, up the middle, cut a little bit towards the right side. Several Tigers had a chance to tackle him, but he just kept putting his hand down, giving them a stiff arm on the top of the helmet and stepping out of their tackles. He looks like a real thoroughbred out there.
8-play, 66-yard scoring drive. Hendricks' 29th rushing touchdown of the year. And now Pulaski on the point try to tie the ball game. Alec Jeanette, the kicker. Ball is placed down, kick on the way, a line drive kick, it's up, and it's good. So that ties the ball game, 5:27 remaining in the first.
In between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry, same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Playing up man about the 40-yard line, and or 30-yard line rather. I think that's Byrell, returning to about the 38. The Tiger offense back on the field. Pulaski not willing to kick the ball deep to the Tigers. 1st and 10 Marshfield at the Pulaski at their own 38. 5:23 remaining in the first quarter, and we're tied at 7. Tiger offense back on the field. Led out by quarterback Ryan Krieger. Meverton wide near side.
Boy, single coverage out here. Man, press coverage.
Wagner on the far side. Krieger in the pistol. Bowman comes through in motion. He gets the handoff and has a seam straight ahead across the 40 to 42, then pushed back. Grant gains 4 yards on that play. Second and 6 coming in for the Tigers at their own 42-yard line.
In that type of coverage, Meverton has an easy path to a slant, which is one of the passes that he caught earlier in the ball game. There's really not much inside coverage at all. It's going to be very tempting. Here it comes again, Gene.
Here's Meverton on the near side, Wagner far side.
Wow.
Second and 6 Tigers at their own 42. Ryan with some hand signals out there. Goes back to pass, looking to the near sideline, throwing deep. Meverton behind the defense, makes the catch, and drops the ball at the 30-yard.
Go, darn it. Yeah, right through the wicket.
Incomplete pass, and now a 3rd and 6 for the Tigers at their own 42-yard line.
Beautifully thrown ball, wobbled a little bit. Meverton again, that's what I was talking about out here. They've got one guy covering him, and he gives up probably 5 inches, if not more, to Meverton. And they took a shot. Meverton was open, dropped the ball.
3rd and 6 Tigers at their own 42. Pierce and Gadel near side. 2 receivers on the far side. Krieger back in the pistol. Takes the snap, fades to pass, being rushed, starts to run to the far side. Lobs one up the far sideline for Wagner, comes back, and the ball's knocked loose, incomplete. Wagner had to come back for the ball. It was knocked away by Chad Wolk, incomplete along the far sideline at the Pulaski 25-yard line.
Yeah, but Krieger had to run to the far sideline. He was running. There was some pressure on him. He got within about 5 yards from the far sideline and lofted a pass from about the 30-yard line all the way down to the opposite, almost 20-yard line, putting a lot of air on that ball. Strong arm.
Brock Agnarski back in deep safety for Pulaski. It's 4th and 6 Tigers at their own 42. Ryan Krieger on the punt, averaging 44.7 yards per kick. Good snap. And a good kick by Krieger, a high spiral. And the ball will bounce inside the 25, inside the 20, rolls inside the 15, and comes back to the 15 and stop there. 43-yard punt for Ryan Krieger. And Pulaski has the football at their own 15-yard line. We're tied at 7 with 4:17 remaining in the opening quarter. Stay with us for our scoring play update this evening on WDLB, sponsored by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin.
We had a late penalty flag on the field as well, Gene. Officials marking off another, well, the ball's going to go all the way down to the 15-yard line.
That was dead at the 15. Now they're going to mark off more yardage from there. A holding call against Pulaski brings the ball to the 8.
Wow.
1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 8-yard line.
That flag was thrown way back here, about the 50-yard line.
Dylan Hendricks again in that short snap formation, lined up near his own goal line. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, runs off tackle, and powers his way across the 10 to about the 14-yard line.
Good tackling that time by the Tigers. They got about 4 people to the ball. This is not the kind of running back where, unless you get a real good shot around the knees and are able to wrap up, that you're going to be able to stop this guy. You've got to get bodies on him. He still gets 7 yards.
Second and about 3.5 for Pulaski at their own 14. They have to drive the field on this series. Jeanette comes out wide to the near side. Hendricks in that short formation takes the snap, runs straight ahead and has some nice blockers, comes outside of the 20-yard line to the 25 and thrown out of bounds on the Tiger bench near the 30. Dylan Hendricks out to near the 30-yard line. He'll pick up the first down for Pulaski.
That time Hendricks coming this direction to the short side of the formation. By that I mean they have only 2 people on one side of the center in an unbalanced line. He came to the short side, stiff-armed a Marshfield man near the line of scrimmage, and again was in the open.
Gains 15 on that play. 1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 29. We're tied at 7. 3.5 remaining in the first quarter here at Beal Stadium. Hendricks again in that pistol formation. He gets the snap, takes the handoff, runs to the far sideline on the sweep, gets outside at the 40-yard line and out of bounds around the 40.
5 blockers out in front of him that time. Pretty tough to stop that.
Looks like he'll have a first down, gains 12 on that run. Ball's now at the Pulaski 41, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
90 yards rushing already for Hendricks, including a 31-yard touchdown run.
Great night already for Dylan Hendricks. Pulaski moving from north to south or left to right. They line up with a bunch of blockers on the far side, some big guys out there. Unbalanced attack. Hendricks runs straight ahead. No, that's not Hendricks. That's the second man, Jeanette, and he may have fumbled the ball at the 50-yard line. Ball is loose. The officials come in. They're going to rule the ball down. Jeanette down on the 49. Ball ruled down, so no fumble.
Well, that was called by the back judge, who was about 15 yards downfield, and he ran in right in front of the referee and the umpire, who were looking at each other, and he made the call instead of them, who were right there.
2nd and 2 for Pulaski at their own 49-yard line. Hendricks in the backfield takes the snap, running to the near sideline to the 50, gets a block, sheds a tackle at the 45, then slips and dropped right there at the 45-yard line. Gains about 7 and picks up a first down for Pulaski. Pulaski again has the ball inside Marshfield territory, 1st and 10 at the Tiger 45. 2:35 left, first quarter. And Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 7. Pulaski breaks the huddle. Lambert tight end on the far side. Hendricks and Jeanette in the backfield, standing next to each other. Ball goes to Hendricks, off tackle, breaks a couple of tackles and hit hard and dropped at the 40-yard line. Gains about 5 on that run. Very tough to stop. This guy's big, and some offensive linemen are pretty big in front of him as well.
Well, and they bring 3 or 4 people to the point of attack. It's sort of like a power I formation, where you just bring double teams at the line of scrimmage and you bring a couple backs through the hole as well, and they're basically saying, well, fellas, can you stand up to this? We're going to pound you and see if you can.
2nd and 5, Pulaski at the Tiger 40. Single wing attack once again. Hendricks sets down the line. Gets the snap, runs to the far side, turns the far corner, cuts back inside, and cut down after about a gain of 3. Undercut by Nolan Hurdle at the 37-yard line. Just cut back very well also. Reads his blocks well. He's about 2 yards shy of the first down. 3rd and 2 for Pulaski at the Tiger 37. Pulaski has not tried to pass yet tonight. Hendricks has thrown the ball 101 times this year. 3rd and 2 Pulaski at the Tiger 37-yard line. Hendricks takes the snap, runs off tackle, gets a short gain, but does fall across the 35 and should have the first down. Hendricks for about 3 more. And a first down for Pulaski at the Tiger 34-yard line. We're now in the final minute of the first quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 7. Pulaski lines up. Schreiber, wing on the near side. Hendricks in that pistol. Now he'll keep the ball himself on the near sideline. Gets grabbed and pulled down after a short gain. Steins, the primary tackler. Schwannebeck, Osterman, Hurdle, and Bushak all there. Hendricks stopped here. A gain of about 2 yards on the play. Knocked down at the 33. He'll gain 1 on that carry.
Hendricks likes to stick an arm out and try to stiff arm, and that time Steins grabbing a hold of that arm and spinning him to the ground.
2nd and 9 from the 33. Hendricks lost the ball on a bad snap. Goes back, he lost it again. The Tigers have it. Tigers recover. Hendricks tried to fall on it, and he missed it, and the Tigers pick it up. Grabbed by Alex Steins. Alex, second recovery this year. And Marshfield has the ball at their own 43-yard line.
Snap coming back towards the left shoulder of Hendricks, and it came back very quick, and he tried to get his hands up fast enough to grab a hold of that ball, but it slipped through his hands, rolled about 4 or 5 yards behind him, and when he tried to dive on it, knocked it even further. Tigers recover.
14 seconds left, first quarter. We're tied at 7. Tiger football on their own 43-yard line. First turnover by either ball club tonight. Krieger in the pistol, low snap, and he grabs it. Starts to run to the near sideline. He has some room to the 45-yard line. Gets a good block on the outside from Byro. Carries across the 50 to the Pulaski 48-yard line. Gain of about 9 yards, and that play will end the first quarter here at Peel Stadium in Marshfield. Our score after 1 quarter, the Marshfield Tigers 7, Pulaski Red Raiders 7. We'll come back with second quarter action in just a moment.
Northside Computers at 907 South Central Avenue.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
Marshfield Tigers have the football at the Pulaski 48 as we start the second quarter. Here at Peel Stadium, we're tied at 7.
Big fumble recovery by the Tigers, Justin Kuzi.
2nd and 1 Tigers at the Pulaski 48-yard line. Wagner near side, Meverden far side. Byroll wing on the near side. Snap to Krieger. He runs himself to the near side, tried to get outside and turn the corner. He does do so at the 45-yard line, then spun out of bounds to the Tiger bench. Looked like that play may lose yardage, but Ryan kept going to the outside, eventually turned the corner, picks up about 3, and gets a first down.
Well, once these Tiger runners, receivers, quarterback get beyond the line of scrimmage, the secondary people for Pulaski are not very big, and they have had difficult tackling the Marshfield skilled players tonight.
First and 10 Tigers. Pulaski 46. Meverden way out wide far side. Wagner near side. Bowman goes in motion. Counter to Caden Pierce. Stiff arms remain at 45. 40-yard line up the near sideline and a bounce inside the 35. One man had Pierce in the backfield, and Caden stiff armed him. Got outside, gets about 12 or 13 yards on the play. Down to the 34-yard line, picks up 12 on that run.
Stiff-arming Jaden Wilhelm is only a sophomore, but he's 6'1", 160 pounds. Put a hand right on top of the forehead area of his helmet and knocked him to the ground.
First and 10 Tigers. Pulaski 34. Wagner and Meverden, the wide receivers. Bowman goes in motion. Pitch to Bowman, getting outside, looking to turn that corner at the 35-yard line, 30 up the sideline, 25-yard line, out of bounds around the 20.
Great block by Isaiah Byrold. Great block. He's getting up, clapping his hands. He knows it, too.
Yeah, he also made that big block on that run by Krieger earlier. So he's made some big blocks downfield today. And Bowman down to the 22-yard line. He gains 12 on that run. Tiger first down at the Pulaski 22-yard line. Marshfield driving after recovering a Pulaski fumble. Gadel far side, Meverden near side. Lyro the fullback next to Krieger, first and 10 from the 22. Bowman goes in motion. Pitch to Bowman and reverses near side to Joey Gadel. He's going to throw the ball in the end zone, and Krieger falls down. Krieger open at the 5-yard line, wide open, but he fell down on the play.
Been waiting for a reverse all year. That time the Tigers choose to throw the ball. If Gadel hangs on to the ball and runs, he's inside the 10-yard line easy.
Of course, Joey Gadel would technically be Marshfield's third-string quarterback. He played some quarterback last season for the Tigers.
And they did have a wide-open receiver, just couldn't connect.
He was 2 of 6 for 17 yards and threw a touchdown pass last year. Ball still on the 22, second and 10 Tigers from the Pulaski 22. Gadel far side, Wagner near side. Bowman lines up as a tailback behind Krieger. And Brankus the call, straight ahead. Carries inside the 20, then pushed back at about the 18-yard line. And a late flag comes in, some extra physical play, apparently after the whistle.
Bowman was being stood up in a pile, and he was continuing to fight and struggle, and there were quite a few Pulaski players around him, and all of a sudden he came flying out of the pile about 5 yards downfield. That's going to be a personal foul on Pulaski.
Personal foul call on the Red Raiders. That should move the ball inside the Pulaski 10. The Tigers have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team and experience the power of red from Rail Transport of Marshfield. It is first and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 9. Early second quarter, Tigers and Pulaski tied at 7.
Watch him Wagner on the slant.
Yeah, Wagner way out wide the near side. Pierce comes in motion. Here's a pitch to Byro getting outside the 10-yard line to the 5 and cut down around the 5-yard line. Isaiah, by the way, with a touchdown catch last week against Menasha. That was his first touchdown of the year, either running or catching the ball. He runs down to about the 6. And second and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 6-yard line.
This is such a tempting defense to throw the ball against, but it's also one that I feel the Tigers can run their regular running offense.
Wagner to the near side. Bowman now joins Krieger and Pierce in the backfield on second and goal. And Krieger on the option, running to the near sideline, cuts back inside the 5-yard line near the goal line. He'll get in for a touchdown. Ryan Krieger, 6-yard touchdown run. 8th play, 58-yard scoring drive, keyed by the fumble recovery by Steins. And the Tigers lead 13-7. Now line up in their 2-point conversion formation. And Krieger has the snap, looks to throw in the end zone. And a diving attempt, and caught along the near sideline. And it looks like that was Wagner on the catch. Wagner going out of bounds, hauls it in to give Marshfield the 2-point conversion. The Tigers score again with 10:42 remaining in the second quarter. And our score now is Marshfield 15, Pulaski 7. We'll come back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today.
And out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Coffrin, the kicker, with a big hit that time, knocking the ball returner out of bounds.
Pulaski football around their own 35-yard line. 10:35 left, second quarter. Tigers on top 15-7. Winner of this game plays the Homestead Slinger winner in round 4, probably next Friday night. Two receivers on the far side, picked up by Hurdle and Gadel. Hendricks in that pistol. Now he runs it straight ahead himself. Across the 40, cuts back to the 45 and pulled down right there. Close to the first down marker. Grabbed there by Jackson Ott.
Lineman right now getting out on our linebackers. That time Ben Gus was knocked to the ground at the line of scrimmage and just got buried.
Gain of 10 and a first down for Pulaski at their own 45-yard line. Here's Jeanette on the near side, Lambert far side. Fullback Szymanski standing next to Hendricks in the backfield. Hendricks takes it himself and runs straight ahead across the 50 and knocked down around the Tiger 45-yard line, picks up 10 more on that run.
Ooh, Stein's trying to pull the ball loose, too. He had a hold of the football more than he did of Hendricks, and eventually Hendricks had to slow down and reach back for the ball, and Stein's able to drop him to the ground, but still a nice gain.
10 more for Hendricks, first and 10 Pulaski at the Tiger 45-yard line.
Jeez, 140 yards and 17 carries.
Jeanette coming to the near side, two receivers far side. Hendricks gets set, takes the snap, runs straight ahead once again, inside the 35-yard line, cuts outside the 25, up the far sideline, the 20-yard line to the 15-yard line, breaks in the clear at the 10-yard line, and pulled down inside the 5.
Oh, goodness, folks. I wish you could see this. He gets through the line of scrimmage, high steps over some linebackers on the ground, breaks to the outside, and then is just running through one tackle after another, leaving a lot of orange jerseys in his wake. Quite an athlete.
And gains 40 on that run. First and goal for Pulaski at the Tiger 5. Pulaski now has the football inside the rail red zone. They send Graciani out wide the near side. Hendricks in that pistol formation, takes the snap, runs off tackle. Lots of room there. He'll get in for the touchdown.
Walks in. Goodness.
Hendricks makes it look easy. 4-play, 65-yard scoring drive for Pulaski. And the Red Raiders back to within 2.
Like I said, you better score when you have the football.
Hendricks on the rushing touchdown, his 30th of the year. Let's see what the Raiders want to do on their conversion attempt here. They're down by 2. Looks like they'll go for 2.
I'd run that same play.
Hendricks in the backfield with Jeanette going for the 2-point conversion. Hendricks goes off tackle again, runs into a blocker, falls down near the goal line, but he does get in for the 2-point play.
Same play, this one a little bit more over the guard instead of over the tackle and tight end.
So Pulaski answers. And this ball game even once again, 9:30 remaining, second quarter. Marshfield 15, Pulaski 15. More football in just a moment.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Here's the kick. Short, high kick. Bowman runs up at the 20, near sideline 30, to the 40-yard line, spins away at the 45, cuts back inside the midfield, inside Pulaski territory, and finally stopped at the Raiders' 42-yard line.
Nice wall set up. A line of blockers that sealed off the return coverage team from Pulaski. And Bowman also ran over a few people and gained about an extra 7 yards after running through tackles.
Good field position for Marshfield. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Pulaski 43. 9:23 left first half. We're tied at 15. Ryan Krieger in the pistol formation. Bowman flanked on the near side. He'll go in motion. Gets the handoff on the jet sweep. Tries to get outside. Cuts back inside to the 40-yard line and spun down near the 35.
Finally able to turn the corner. That ball was snapped from this near hash mark over here in front of the Tiger bench. Bowman going out of bounds on the far sideline after a nice gain of almost 7.5.
And that's a 2nd and 3 now for the Tigers at the Pulaski 36. By the way, Hendricks, that fine quarterback for Pulaski, does have some defensive statistics this year. Oh yeah, he is out there in defense. I believe he is, playing some linebacker. 2nd and 3 for Marshfield at the Pulaski 36. Krieger to pass the football, steps up and throws deep across the middle for Bowman, and a flag goes down. He was held by a defensive back, held by Chad Wolk, and that will stop that play. Hendricks is playing some linebacker right now for Pulaski.
Yeah, he came on the blitz that time too, but picked up and shoved one of the Tiger linemen about 5 yards into the backfield. This kid's, he's 215, but man, oh man, he's strong.
Defensive holding here against Pulaski is the call.
That holding took place only about 7 or 8 yards down the field. There's a flag thrown by the official on the sideline, and then also the back judge threw a skyrocket flag in there as well. So an obvious hold. The defender realized he was going to get beat. Thought, well, I'll take the 15 yards and live to fight another day.
Ball is now at the Pulaski 26, 1st and 10 Tigers. We're tied at 15, 8:35 remaining in the second quarter. Wagner wide near side. Pierce comes in motion. Krieger runs it himself inside the 25 and pushed back at about the 23. Krieger gets 3 on the run. 2nd and 7 coming up now for Marshfield at the Pulaski 23. Tiger football tonight on WDLB, a service of Citizen State Bank of Loyal, Granton, Neelsville, Spencer, and Marshfield. Doing excavating in Marshfield and Ben's Chiropractic Center of Marshfield. 2nd and 7 Tigers at the Pulaski 23. Wagner near side, Meverton wide far side. Viral next to Krieger in the backfield. Pierce comes in motion. And Pierce on the sweep near side has him over the 20. Cuts back inside, stopped around the 16-yard line. Hendricks did make that tackle. You're right, Dale.
Yep. It's all over the field.
They'll mark him at the 17, so Pierce gains 6. And he'll be a yard or 2 shy of the first down marker. 3rd and about 1 for the Tigers. Tigers again have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport of Marshfield. 3rd and 1 Tigers at the Pulaski 17. Viral lines up next to Krieger on this play. Bowman wing on the near side. Krieger will give to, no, he'll run it himself off tackle across the 15, cuts outside, stopped at the 10-yard line. Take the handoff to Byrell, then went off tackle himself to the 10 and picks up the Tiger first down.
Nice blocking by Brody Anderson and Gabe Racher off tackle on that play.
And a first down for the Tigers. Looks like it will be first and goal Marshfield, right on the Pulaski 10-yard line. We have 6:55 left in the second quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 15.
Marshfield will not be able to get a first down.
Wagner near side. Joey Gadel wide on the far side. Bowman in the backfield next to Krieger. Ryan looking to the near side, wants to throw the football. He gets hit in the backfield though and spun down. He'll lose yardage. A quarterback sack for Pulaski all the way back around the 21-yard line. That sack will cost the Tigers 11 yards. First quarterback sack by either ball club tonight. Of course, with Hendricks running on every play, don't have much chance to make a sack if you're the Tiger defense. Now a second and goal for the Tigers back at the Pulaski 20-yard line. Pearson Wagner back in the ball game for Marshfield. Wagner near side, Miverton wide on the far side. Pearson, Bowman the wings.
Well, you're almost forced to throw the ball here.
Krieger takes a high snap and runs a quarterback draw to the 15-yard line, to the 10-yard line, and fires his way down to about the 5. Tigers run the quarterback draw and get back about 15 yards on that play. Leaves Marshfield with a third and goal just outside the 5-yard line. Wagner and Gadel back in the ball game. Pierce leaving. And we have a timeout. Pulaski will take a timeout, their first of the first half. Our timeouts a service of Papa Murphy's Pizza. Take time out for fresh pizza at Papa Murphy's in Marshfield. For the fastest way to order your fresh pizza, go to papamurphys.com. Papa Murphy's of Marshfield, loving from your oven at 425 degrees. 5.5 remaining in the first half. Our score, Marshfield 15, Pulaski 15, and back with more football in just a moment.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield is proud to sponsor this Marshfield Tigers football broadcast. For over 60 years, Bauer & Fine has been serving the area's printing, copying, and office technology needs. At BBT, we're proud to call Marshfield home. Visit us online at b-bt.com. BBT, better business together.
Pearson motion, Krieger back to pass, slant across the middle. It's caught and then dropped apparently. It is dropped by Miverton. Incomplete pass. Looks like a Pulaski defensive back got a hand in there, knocked that ball away.
Yep. Tried the slant. Miverton way out wide to the left, came slanting back, but the one defensive back out there did a nice job being able to rip the ball loose from Miverton.
Mason Coffin on to attempt his 5th field goal of the year from the 13-yard line. This will be a 23-yard try. Will Voss the holder. Mason has kicked 4 field goals each of the last 2 seasons to give Marshfield the lead. Nolan Hurdle, the snapper. Ball is down. Kick on the way. It's going to hook, though, and go wide to the far side. No good. Field goal try is no good. And so Pulaski takes over. 1st and 10 Pulaski with 5:24 remaining in the second quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 15 here at Beal Stadium. And on the missed field goal, the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. So Coffrin's made some big kicks for the Tigers this year, but hooked that one. And the Tigers come away with no points. Pulaski offense back on the field. Led out by Dylan Hendricks, who plays quarterback in that formation. Hendricks takes the snap, runs off tackle, but gets upended after a short gain. He'll only get about 2 on that play. Too big of a pile there on the right side. Bentley, Schwannebeck, Osterman there with several other Tigers. And Hendricks goes for about 3 to the 23-yard line.
Type of situation with this power offense that Pulaski's running, if those linemen for the Tigers get up or get a little too high at all, they're going to get pushed off the line, and the linebackers, that time they got down and created some piles.
2nd and 7 for Pulaski at their own 23. Hendricks takes the snap again and hands the ball off on the far sideline. And the ball carrier at the 25 and gets pulled back right there. Bushek on the tackle. That was Brock Egnarski, who normally plays in the defensive secondary. Handled the ball on that time and got no gain on the play. So a 3rd and long, one of the few we've seen for Pulaski tonight. No gain on that carry. 3rd and 7 for Pulaski at their own 23-yard line. See if Hendricks throws the ball for the first time tonight. Has 3 men on the far side.
Sweep right.
Takes the snap.
There it is.
Runs the far sideline and gets pushed down near the first down marker at the 30-yard line.
Got the first down.
Looks like he does have it just across the 30. Hendricks will gain 7 on that play. Got just enough for the first down. 1st and 10 for Pulaski.
Well, you can see it coming. I'm sure the Tigers and the coaching staff can see it coming too, but stopping it, that's another thing.
Clock winding down, 3:58 remaining. Second quarter, we're tied at 15.
As Hendricks closes in on 200 yards.
1st and 10 for Pulaski at their own 30. Hendricks grabs the high snap, pulls it in, gets outside, but pulled down from behind. Nice leg tackle by a Tiger ball player. That was Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman on the play. Hendricks out to about the 33. He gains 3 on that play. 2nd and 7 for Pulaski at their own 33. Keep in mind, Pulaski also gets the football to start the second half. Lambert to the near side. 2 of the receivers on the near side as well. 2nd and 7. Hendricks takes the snap, running to the near sideline. Tries to get outside, cuts back inside, grabbed from behind to the 39 and pulled down right there. That was Kuzi on the stop at the 39-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down. So 3rd and 2 now for Pulaski at their own 39-yard line. Tigers again looking for a stop here. Hard to stop Hendricks, who was such a good runner. 3rd and 2, Pulaski at their own 39. Hendricks in that short formation, takes the snap, runs off tackle, grabbed from behind and stopped around the 41. Close to the first down. Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman pulls him down at the 41-yard line. And that will be enough for a first down. Not by much, but he does get the first down at the 41. 1st and 10, Pulaski at their own 41. Now 2:35 left in the second quarter. And Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 15. Pulaski has not tried to pass yet tonight. Jeanette going in motion to the far side. Pulaski strong on the far side once again. Jeanette comes back in motion. Hendricks takes the snap, rolling to the far sideline. May throw the ball here, lobs it far sideline, and incomplete. Threw it behind his receiver. That was Nathan Shabilsky, the tight end. Threw the ball behind him at the 50-yard line, incomplete. First attempt for Hendricks tonight, who this year has thrown 101 times, completed 48, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, he's got a strong arm. That rocket he threw over the middle, if it had hit anybody in the chest, it would have left football marks.
2nd and 10, Pulaski at their own 41. 3 receivers far side. Hendricks takes the snap, runs straight ahead. He gets hit hard and dropped for a loss. A Tiger ball player coming in uncontested. That was Gust. Unblocked on the play. He drops Hendricks back at the 38-yard line for a loss of 3. That fires up the Tiger crowd. Leaves Pulaski with a 3rd and 13 at their own 38. One of the few 3rd and longs we've seen from Pulaski tonight.
There's the sweep formation right.
3 receivers far side. Hendricks back in that pistol. Takes the snap, runs to the far side, gets hit, and he's going to be pulled down after a short gain. A Marshfield man grabbed him. Schwannebeck, Osterman there, several other Tigers as well. Stopped at about the 43, and now Marshfield takes a timeout. Tiger timeout, their first of the first half. It'll be 4th and about 7 for Pulaski at their own 43-yard line. And the Tigers use a timeout. Our timeouts tonight will serve as Papa Murphy's Pizza of Marshfield. For the fastest way to order your fresh pizza, go to papamurphys.com. Papa Murphy's of Marshfield, loving from your oven at 425 degrees.
Well, a big stop for Marshfield after getting all the way down to the 5-yard line of Pulaski on a second down play, and then deciding to throw the ball, and then eventually coming away with nothing after also missing a field goal. And like I said before, this is the type of game where you just have that feeling that if you don't put points up when you have your hands on the board, that it's going to be a problem.
Logan Kobus comes in to punt for Pulaski. He's an offensive lineman, so he may not be a runner in a fake situation. Brant Bowman back in deep safety at the Tiger 30. Good snap. And the kick, a high kick, but not very deep. Bounces inside the 40 and takes a Pulaski roll inside the 30. Stopped around the 28-yard line. So Pulaski does get the roll.
29.
Marshfield has the ball back. At their own 29-yard line, Tigers have 2 timeouts remaining before halftime. 1st and 10 Marshfield at their own 29. We're tied at 15. 1:15 remaining in the second quarter. Tiger offense returns to the field. Tigers have 75 seconds to go 71 yards. Wagner out wide near side. Joey Gadel on the far side. Miverton tight end on the near side. Krieger in the pistol. Ryan takes the snap, fades to pass. Starts to run to the far sideline and pulled down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that run for Krieger. And the Tigers take a timeout. Their second timeout of the first half. Clock now stopped with 1:09 remaining in the second quarter. Our score is Marshfield 15, Pulaski 15. We'll come back to Beal Stadium following this message.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota, powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
Tigers have the football at their own 29-yard line. 69 seconds left before halftime. 2nd and 10 Tigers at their own 29.
Pulaski will get the ball at the start of the second half. Maybe I should say Hendricks will get the ball at the start of the second half.
So perhaps more accurate. 2 receivers near side, 2 on the far side. 2nd and 10 from the 29. Krieger will pass the football, steps up, and throws deep across the middle. Caught by Bowman near midfield. Cuts back outside again to the 50, 45, and out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
Bowman running a deep slant about 17 yards deep over the middle from a slot position.
And they mark him out of bounds at the Pulaski 46-yard line. Gains 25 on that play. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Pulaski 46. 60 seconds left in the second quarter, Dale.
Good job of Krieger also stepping up into the pocket. He almost had to use kind of an arm over move like defensive linemen use because it was a man coming off the corner at defensive end. Krieger stepped up and delivered the strike.
Double slot formation, 1st and 10 from the 46. Pierce comes in motion. Krieger to pass the football. Being rushed, steps up, throws deep along the far sideline, looking for Miverton behind the defense, and just over his head, incomplete. Isaac behind the defense at the 10-yard line, but just out of his reach.
Good coverage. as Pulaski starts dropping more people back here with only 53 seconds now left in this first half. Some arm fighting, hand fighting, kung fu fighting, whatever you want to call it, all the way down the field between Meverton and the defensive back, and both were giving as good as they got going down the sideline, so good no call by the official.
And now the Tigers face was 2nd and 10 at the Pulaski 46. Tigers do have one timeout left before halftime. Wagner near side, Gadel far side. Meverton and Byra line up as tight ends. Krieger in the pistol formation. He grabs the snap, back to pass, steps up, throws deep to the near sideline, looking for Wagner behind the defense, goes up, makes the catch at the 10-yard line, and goes down at the 9. Wagner outfights a defensive back, Ellis Kozlovsky, hauls it in at the Pulaski 9-yard line. Gain of 37, a first down for Marshfield. 1st and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 9.
Heck of a catch by Wagner, who had to go up over the receiver, almost bobbled it, but then hauled it in.
Krieger in the pistol, fades the pass, gets a good block from Bowman, throws to the near sideline. It's caught near the goal line by Wagner. We'll see if he's in. The official falls down. It looks like he's down at the 1-yard line. Wagner to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal Tigers, clock running, 25 seconds before halftime. 2nd and goal Tigers from the Pulaski 1. Krieger the pistol, Bowman behind him. Ryan runs the quarterback draw straight ahead, dives across the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. 6-play, 71-yard scoring drive for the Tigers in 75 seconds, and Marshfield back on top, 21-16.
And they're setting up to go to 2. Now they will sub some people in. I don't know. At first, Coach Gadel was signaling 2 from the sidelines, and now they're putting the kicking team on the field.
Mason Coffrin comes in to attempt to kick the PAT. Will Voss, the holder. Big catch by Wagner on that series. Ball was down, kick on the way, and the kick is up and it is good. So Marshfield expands its lead. 13 seconds left before halftime, and Marshfield now leads Pulaski 22-15. We'll talk about the Green Bay Packers on our In the Huddle program. That's Monday evening at 6:05. In the Huddle every Monday night, 6:05, right here on AM 1450 WDLB. You're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and WDLB-WOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer. I'm Gene Delisio along with Dale Yukaitis. 13 seconds left before halftime. Tigers back on top by 7.
Pretty pass by Krieger that time. Ryan lofting a very soft spiral way up in the air for Wagner, allowing him to go up and battle for the ball, and he had to go up over the top of a Pulaski defender. Actually tipped the ball. The ball came back down to his hands as he was falling to the ground. Quite an acrobatic play and super toss.
And Wolf and Agnarski back in deep safety here for Pulaski. Coffin on the run-up. Long kick. And Agnarski back at the 6-yard line. To the far sideline across the 10, out across the 20. He has a big seam across the far sideline, across the 35, and pulled down by Ott as he crosses the 45-yard line.
Well, fortunately, Coffin, the kicker, was also back there as a safety. He went up high, tried to tackle the returner up around the shoulder pads. He ran through Kaufman, but was off balance, giving the other defenders enough time to catch up and make that tackle. Boy, for a second, it looked like he was gone.
Now just 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So Pulaski has time for one play from their own 47-yard line. Now we'll see if Hendricks throws it deep here.
Yeah, these are the types of teams that like to run hook and laterals or something like that, these tight formation teams.
Pulaski lines up. Lambert to the near side. Hamschreiber near side as well. Hendricks in the pistol. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Has plenty of time here. Now throws deep to the near sideline, and Hurdle comes over and knocks the ball down. Could have had the interception. It came out of his fingertips, but knocked it down incomplete at the 20-yard line, and that play ends the first half of football here at Field Stadium in Marshfield. Let's remind you that during our post-game report this evening here on WDLB, we'll give you our block of the game, a service of Sternweiss & Sons and their block division at 400 East Arnold Street in Marshfield. Our halftime score here at Beal Stadium, the Marshfield Tigers 22, Pulaski 15. We'll come back with our halftime program following these messages.
Want to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
A fourth-round pick in the NFL draft next spring.
Yeah, that certainly factors in as far as the compensatory process. But that's never a guarantee. There's a lot of factors.
UW Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield is proud to sponsor this Marshfield Tigers football broadcast. For over 60 years, Bauer & Fine has been serving the area's printing, copying, and office technology needs. At BBT, we're proud to call Marshfield home. Visit us online at b-bt.com. BBT, better business together.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Eau Claire. Defensive Player of the Year is Brittany Robinson of Whitewater. Coach of the Year is Kim Woody of UW Eau Claire. Wisconsin Sports Network announcing its preseason girls basketball poll in the Maryland Conference North Division. Prentice, the preseason favorite, Abbotsford second, Athens third, Rib Lake fourth, Phillips fifth, Shawamigan sixth. Notable returners include Athens' Kennedy Diedrich, who averaged 18 points and 6 rebounds per game last season. Abbotsford's Callie Faltazek averaged 11 points per game last year. Abbotsford's Melanie Kunze averaged 10 points and 8 rebounds per contest. Kaylin Isaacson of Prentice is back after averaging 13 points per game last season, as is Alicia Shalene Prentice, who averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds per contest. And Rachel Callow of Phillips returns. She averaged 13 points per game last season. The WIAC preseason men's basketball poll for this year. UW Oshkosh, the preseason favorite to win the league championship. Platteville picked for second place. Stevens Point third. Whitewater fourth. La Crosse fifth. River Falls sixth. Eau Claire seventh. And Stout picked for eighth place. Oshkosh went to the NCAA Division III National Championship game last season and is ranked second in the NCAA Division III preseason poll. Marshfield's Adam Fravert will be a junior at Oshkosh this season. Adam averaged 12 points per game last season and led the WIAC with 249 rebounds and 39 block shots. Meanwhile, the WIAC preseason women's basketball poll has Whitewater on top, Eau Claire second, Oshkosh third, La Crosse fourth, Stevens Point fifth, River Falls sixth, Stout seventh, and Platteville eighth. Marshfield's Brant Fisher returns for his 7th season as the women's basketball coach at Oshkosh. Loyal's Carson Reith is back for her sophomore season at Oshkosh. And WIAC All-Conference first-team selection Kincaid Diedrich of Athens returns for her junior season at UW Stout. Kincaid averaged 16 points per game for Stout last season. Former Stevens Point High School basketball standout Drew Blair is withdrawing from Northwest Missouri State and will enroll at Minnesota Duluth for the second semester. Blair will sit out this season and play at Duluth next season as a redshirt freshman. Both Northwest Missouri and Duluth are NCAA Division II schools. Blair is a 6'3" wing who averaged 15 points per game in 4 seasons at Spash. He also shot 51% from the floor and 36% from three-point range, helping Stevens Point win 3 WIAA Division I state championships during his high school career. We had a big upset in Wisconsin college basketball last night as the Marquette women lost an NCAA preseason exhibition game to Division II Grand Valley State, 77-75. Danielle King led Marquette with 22 points. UW Milwaukee women won a preseason contest with UW Parkside 84-69. Megan Wallstead led Milwaukee with 18 points. Stanley Boyd's Jamie Wright had 2 points and 4 rebounds for Milwaukee, and Stanley Boyd's Talia Walton 2 points and 3 rebounds for the Panthers. UW Green Bay men won their exhibition game with Michigan Tech 94-74. Sandy Cohen led Green Bay with 28 points. And the Viterbo men, coached by Marshfield's Wayne Wagner, lost to Mount Mercy last night 107-84. The Viterbo men are now 1-1 this season. This evening, the Wisconsin Badger men's basketball team is playing Division III UW Oshkosh, featuring Marshfield's Adam Fravert in a preseason contest at the Kohl Center in Madison. Badger forward Akeem Ford is sidelined indefinitely after suffering a knee injury in practice this week. Ford is scheduled to undergo surgery this week, and the Badgers anticipate he will return to action sometime later this season. Ford played in 33 games last season, starting 20, and averaged 6 points and 3 rebounds per game this season. He scored 19 points in Wisconsin's scrimmage against Iowa State on Sunday. Former Rice Lake High School and Marquette University basketball standout Henry Ellenson will become a free agent in the spring of 2019. The Detroit Pistons are declining Ellenson's fourth-year option, making him a free agent at the end of this NBA season. Ellenson was the 18th pick of the 2016 NBA draft, but played just 19 games for the Pistons as a rookie and only 38 games last season. He has appeared in just 1 game so far this season. Ellenson is averaging 4 points and 2 rebounds per game in 58 career games in the NBA. His option for next season was valued at just under $2.9 million. Baseball last night in the Arizona Fall League, the Salt River Rafters trounced Glendale 14-3. Marshfield's Dalton Varsho served as the Salt River DH and was 2 for 6 with 2 singles, a run scored, and 3 RBIs. Dalton is now batting .381 with 9 RBIs for Salt River this fall. Pitching coach Derek Johnson is leaving the Milwaukee Brewers and joining the Cincinnati Reds in the same capacity. Johnson is the 3rd coach to leave the Brewers, as bullpen coach Lee Tunnell was not invited back for next season, and hitting coach Darnell Coles also stepped down. Coles later signed on as Arizona's new hitting coach. Johnson worked as the pitching coach at Vanderbilt University for 11 seasons, where he worked with first-round draft picks such as David Price, Mike Minor, and Sonny Gray. He was a minor league pitching coordinator for the Chicago Cubs for 3 seasons, and then worked on the Milwaukee staff the last 3 years. Marshfield Tiger football this evening on WDLB, a service of Pioneer Bank, Hewitt Meat Processing, and Chili Implement. And we'll come back with more of our halftime program from Beal Stadium in Marshfield following these messages.
Whether the goal is to heat a room, entertain guests, or simply unwind and let the imagination run wild, nothing gives fire more style than a Heat and Glow fireplace. With a long-standing reputation for innovation and design, Heat and Glow offers the broadest spectrum of hearth products available today. Find the perfect fireplace stove or insert to complement your distinct style at fireplaces.com.
See the entire line of Heat and Glow options today at House of Heating, North Central Avenue in Marshfield. Get to know Dave's Expert Auto in Marshfield. They're experts in brakes, experts in alignment, experts in suspension and computer diagnostics. Yes, they're the experts in auto repair. Certified master technicians who keep your car running smoothly, foreign or domestic. But what they really want you to know is that they are the people you can trust. They'll give you a straightforward, accurate estimate and fix only what needs fixing. Dave's Expert Auto of Marshfield. Stop in to 500 South Vine. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5:30.
Oh yes, Mia, and the prices are falling too with a huge remodeling sale at Rice's Scrapple Carpet. Right now we're clearing out all 2018 carpet, vinyl, and waterproof floors. So if you're building a new home or remodeling like we are, then this is the sale you've been waiting for.
Plus, it's more than 400 remnants on sale and ready for installation.
You're correct, Vivian. Don't miss the huge remodeling sale at Rice's Scrapple Carpet in beautiful Marshfield.
We're at Beal Stadium in Marshfield tonight. WIAA playoff football action. Marshfield and Pulaski meeting in this Division II quarterfinal at halftime. Marshfield leads 22-15. Some other halftime scores tonight. In Division 7, Edgar leads Loyal 18-0. Reedsville leads Pittsville 14-8. Also an update on the WIAA volleyball tournament. Stratford Tigers did win today in the Division III semifinals, 3-1. They'll face Lake Country Lutheran in the state championship match tomorrow at 11:30. Division 4, Newman lost to Burlington Catholic Central 3-0. Catholic Central will play Clayton in the Division 4 final tomorrow at 9 a.m. Division 2, Mosinee lost tonight to East Troy 3-0. Janae Antosh, 8 kills for Mosinee. East Troy will face Kettle Moraine Lutheran from Jackson in the Division 2 championship match on Saturday afternoon. Let's check our first half scoring plays, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Marshfield Tigers on the scoreboard first this evening. Tigers took the opening kickoff, went 78 yards in 7 plays, and scored on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Krieger to Brant Bowman. Mason Coffrin kicked the PAT. Marshfield led 7-0 with 9:01 remaining in the first quarter. Pulaski got the ball right back, went 66 yards in 8 plays, and scored on Dylan Hendricks' 31-yard touchdown run. PAT kick by Alec Jeanette was good. That tied the ball game at 7, and that was our score after 1 quarter of football. Marshfield punted on their next possession. Pulaski got the ball back, but they were stopped on a fumble recovered by Alex Steins. That gave the ball back to Marshfield at the Marshfield 42. Tigers went 58 yards in 8 plays and scored on Ryan Krieger's 6-yard touchdown run. Krieger then threw to Preston Wagner for a 2-point conversion, giving Marshfield a 15-7 lead at 10:42 remaining in the second quarter. Pulaski then got the ball right back and went 65 yards in 4 plays, scoring on Hendricks' 5-yard touchdown run. PAT kick by Jeanette was good to tie the ball game at 15. Marshfield then on their next possession drove down to the Pulaski 6-yard line, but the Tigers were stopped, and a field goal try by Mason Coffrin was unsuccessful. Pulaski then got the ball back, and they were stopped, had to punt for the first time in this ball game, and that gave the ball back to Marshfield with 1:15 remaining in the second quarter. Tigers took over on their own 29-yard line. A 25-yard pass play to Brant Bowman and a 37-yard pass play to Preston Wagner put Marshfield in scoring range, and Ryan Krieger crossed the goal line on a 1-yard touchdown run with just 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Coffrin then kicked the PAT, giving Marshfield a 22-15 lead with 13 seconds remaining in the first half, and that is the score here at the halftime break. Let's now check the first half stats with Delia Kaitis, a service of the people for whom numbers matter the most, Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. Dale?
Marshfield with 267 total yards in the first half, 121 on the ground. Leading ground gainer for Marshfield, Ryan Krieger with 50. Brant Bowman has 40. Caden Pierce 16. Isaiah Byral with 5. 146-yard passing on 8 of 12 passing for Ryan Krieger for the 146 yards, and a touchdown pass as well. He has 146 yards in the first half. So Marshfield with 267 yards, 3 Marshfield receivers with 3 receptions, Isaac Meverton and Preston Wagner. Brant Bowman has 2 plus a touchdown catch. Pulaski, Dylan Hendricks almost has as much yardage in the first half himself as the entire Marshfield team. He has 206 yards rushing the football in 26 carries. Only one other carry gained yards for Pulaski. Branchweider gained 5 yards on 1 carry, so 206 plus the 5, easy math for Dale today, 211 yards, and Pulaski's only tried 2 passes and completed neither. So, man, Pulaski has lost a fumble, I guess you'd call it, on a bad snap. You'd have to call that a fumble. Ball snapped over the shoulder of the quarterback, and we're getting ready, Gene, to kick this one off. This is quite a game, 22-15, Marshfield on top.
Mason Coffrin kicking off from right to left or south to north. Agnarski and Wolf back in deep safety for Pulaski to accept this kick. Our kickoff's a service of Rail Transport at Marshfield. Coffrin set, and the kick away. Agnarski comes up to the 12, heads for the far sideline, 15, 20, gets a hard hit at the 20-yard line and pushed back. Somebody over there with a big hit for the Marshfield Tigers. May have been Bushak, although another player coming off with half his jersey. That's Bentley Schwanevik Osterman putting his jersey back together. But Pulaski takes over.
It's about as far away as you can get from us, from where we're sitting to watch this one, way over in that far corner.
Pulaski football on their own 21-yard line. Dylan Hendrick in that quarterback spot. Takes the snap, runs the far sideline and gets outside the 25, then gets hit, but spins forward to about the 27 before he's finally stopped. Hendricks with more than 200 yards rushing in this ball game. He's now surpassed 200 rushing yards for the 7th time this year. He's been over 300 yards 3 times this year.
213 tonight so far.
His high is 342 in a ball game against Green Bay Preble. Gained 7 on that play. 2nd and 3 for Pulaski at their own 28-yard line. 3 receivers on the far side. Hendricks in that short snap position. Takes the snap, running back to the near sideline. Gets outside of Steins, gets back inside, but stopped at the line of scrimmage. Schwanenbeck, Osterman, Bruchak, and Otto there on the stop.
Yeah, but I'll tell you who made that play. It was Steins, who got through the first wave of traffic and was out there that slowed Hendricks down and turned him back in. Steins getting a hand on him, but he battled through about 3 blockers. And nice play all over by Marshfield with their pursuit.
No gain on the play, so a 3rd and 3 for Pulaski at their own 28-yard line. We'll see if the Tigers can stop a short yardage situation.
Well, they've liked to run to the right so far tonight. Oh, they're set up in that sweep formation to the left.
Hendricks in that pistol formation on 3rd and 3. Jeanette comes in motion. Hendricks runs himself. He gets hit by Gust and powers away to the 30-yard line, but he'll be shy of the first down by about a yard. Gust fell backwards, but took him down on the 30. Gain of 2, but it's going to be a 4th down situation now. 4th and about a yard and a half for Pulaski at their own 30. We'll see what the Pulaski coaching staff wants to do here.
Yeah, Tigers have figured something out on a blitz with Gus, because that's 2 consecutive series now where he's burst through the line and made some big plays.
Big call here for Coach Marsh on the Pulaski side. 4th and 1 from their own 30, and they're going to go for it.
Watch the snap count.
Hendricks in that pistol formation. 4th and 1 Pulaski at their own 30. Hendricks takes the snap straight ahead, and he'll have the first down. A short gain, only got about 2, but enough for the first down. Weirman got in there and undercut some blockers, but Hendricks does get the first down with a gain of 2. 1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 32-yard line. 9:35 left, 3rd quarter. Marshfield leads 22-15.
Confidence in their offense, and also the fear of Marshfield's offense, figuring they'd better go for it on 4th down rather than give the ball back to the Tigers.
Hendricks lines up in that pistol. Jeanette next to him. Hendricks grabs it, heads for the far side once again. Lots of blockers out there. Cuts back to the inside and pulled down as he crosses the 35. Gains about 4 yards out to the 36-yard line. Ball just across the 35. 2nd and 6 for Pulaski at their own 36. Marshfield and Pulaski, WIAA Division II quarterfinal tonight. Dylan Hendricks, the main man for this Pulaski ball club. Strong to the far side, takes the snap, and here's an inside handoff, and the Tigers read that, and there's a fumble as well. Ball is loose inside the 40-yard line. Marshfield may have it. Tigers do have the football. A fumble on a counter exchange, and it looks like the Tigers have it back. I think Kuzi may have gotten that one. The 2nd fumble recovered by the Tigers in this ball game. A big break for the Tigers.
Well, Pulaski says, it's the last time we're going to let somebody else try and carry the ball.
Well, it is correct.
Tried that inside counter play to the wingback and got stoned first of all, and then the ball popped loose.
1st and 10 Tigers at the Pulaski 37. Tigers lead 22-15. 8:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Meverton near side, defensive back right on him on the line of scrimmage. Bowman comes in motion. He gets the handoff on the counter across the 35. Breaks outside of the 30-yard line. 25 up the far sideline. 20 and pushed out of bounds around the 15. Big run for Brant Bowman. And Marshfield in scoring range. Bowman runs down to the 15-yard line. They may mark it inside the 15. We'll see where they get the spot. Looks like right on the 15, a gain of 22. And the Tigers once again have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs and join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red from Rail Transport in Marshfield.
Behind Bump and Hazley on that run.
Bowman in motion. He gets the handoff on the sweep, coming near side, cuts back to the inside, and only a short gain. Powers it, and he lost the football inside the 20. Pulaski may have it back. They do. Pulaski recovers the fumble.
That's who it was on the tackle.
Nicholas Henke.
Hendricks on the tackle.
So Pulaski gets the ball right back. How about that? The Tigers' first turnover tonight.
Ooh, a chance to go up by 2 scores. Wow.
And so the Pulaski offense back on the field. There's a yellow flag on the field as well. Pulaski taking over at their own 17.
Going against Marshfield. Ooh, big one.
And so Pulaski will have the football at their own 32.
Holy mackerel, that was almost a 19-yard penalty marked off.
First and 10, Pulaski at their own 32-yard line. Raiders offense right back on the field, strong to the far side. Hendricks takes the snap, heading for the far sideline. Turns the corner to the 35, the 40 in the secondary, and down the far sideline, and nobody to stop him. Hendricks at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, and in the end zone for the touchdown. 68-yard run for Dylan Hendricks. And a sudden turn of events here at Beal Stadium. Tigers have the football, lost it on the fumble, and Hendricks goes 68 yards for the score. And Pulaski back to within 1 point.
Power sweep to the left side of their offense, right side of the Marshfield defense towards the Pulaski sidelines. Nobody was able to come across and do anything to help turn that play in. People just getting buried out there by blockers.
Now Jeanette on the PAT try to tie the ball game. Ball is down. Kick is away, up, and it is good. So that ties the contest with 8:11 remaining in the third quarter. Our score is Marshfield 22, Pulaski 22, and back to Beal Stadium and more football in just a moment.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield is proud to sponsor this Marshfield Tigers football broadcast. For over 60 years, Bauer & Fine has been serving the area's printing, copying, and office technology needs. At BBT, we're proud to call Marshfield home. Visit us online at b-bt.com. BBT, better business together.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chile, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota, powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
Or get paid while you do your CDL training. Nathan Honke kicking off. Pierce and Bowman come up to about the 20-yard line. Here's a squib kick up the far sideline. And Meister went down to a knee to grab it, so he's down on the 39-yard line. Still pretty good field position for Marshfield. First and 10 Tigers at their own 39. We're tied at 22 with 8:11 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, Dylan Hendricks going 68 yards, but frankly, he wasn't touched. He got out around the corner, had about 4 blockers in front of him, and just rode that set of bodyguards all the way down the field and outran a couple defensive secondary players for the Tigers.
Tiger offense back on the field. Meverton wide near side. Bowman on the far side. Pierce and Bowman the running backs. Krieger sets down the line, takes the snap, and carries the ball himself to the 40, pulled down right there. Krieger for 1 yard on that play. 2nd and 9 Tigers at their own 40-yard line. Marshfield and Pulaski tonight. The 8-man football championship game, by the way, tomorrow. Sevastopol and Luck, that ball game at Stanley Boyd High School tomorrow. Game time 1 p.m. 2nd and 9 Tigers at their own 40. Krieger sets, takes the snap, back to pass, steps up, starts to run to the near side, now stopped again, runs back to the far sideline, throws on the run, and in front of Wagner, incomplete. No place to go with the football, and so Ryan basically throws it away.
Had 3 deep receivers on the play, and line gave him quite a bit of time to throw the ball, but Ryan having to dance around a little bit back there because of good coverage that time by Pulaski, probably the best coverage they've had so far in the secondary of this ball game.
And now the Tigers face with 3rd and 8 at their own 40-yard line.
This is a play where Tigers often like to run what I call a little spot or stop pass, where they send Meverden or someone straight down about 12 yards and then turn around. See what happens here.
2 receivers on either side, 3rd and 8. Pierce goes in motion. Krieger back to pass. Being rushed, runs the near sideline. He'll take off with room across the 45 and pull down at midfield, but he should have the first down.
Got a good spot. Yep, got an accurate spot. Actually, he probably had 1 more yard than what they gave him.
Runs to the 49. That's a first down for Marshfield at their own 49-yard line.
Big run there by Krieger.
Krieger sitting down on the sidelines. I think he's readjusting his pads. I don't think it's an injury situation. But a first down now for Marshfield at their own 49. 7:15 left in the 3rd quarter. And Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 22 here at Beal Stadium. Meverden near side, Wagner far side, Bowman and Pierce the wings. Byro the fullback standing next to Krieger. Pierce goes in motion. Counter play to Bowman. Picking his way through traffic, not much there. He'll be stopped at the 50. Gains only about 1 yard on the play.
2 hands on the ball as those Pulaski players are ripping at it. They stand him up, and then a couple of other players come in and try to rip that ball loose. Exactly what you're supposed to do on defense, but a good job by Bowman hanging on.
Leaves Marshfield with a 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line. Marshfield and Pulaski tonight in this Division II quarterfinal at Beal Stadium. Wagner far side, Joey Giedel wide near side, Meverden and Byro line up as tight ends. Krieger sets up in the pistol, takes the snap, wants to pass the football. Steps up, throws deep across the middle, and overthrows Meverden at the 35 on a slant pattern, incomplete. Isaac was there, but the ball just led him a bit too far. Gives Marshfield a 3rd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Good blocking by the line again that time. It wasn't like Meverden was totally wide open coming across on that slant. There was defensive traffic in the area, but Krieger unable to hit him.
Joey Giedel back in with a new play. Wagner and Bowman far side, Meverden and Giedel near side. And Byro the tight end, the fullback, next to Krieger on 3rd and 9. Krieger takes the snap, being rushed, steps up, gets hit, and he's going to go down. Back at the 43. The 2nd sack for the Pulaski defense tonight. Krieger loses 7 on the sack. Puts Marshfield in a 4th and long, 4th at about 14. They'll mark it up at the 45-yard line. And Krieger on to punt the ball away. Brock Egnarski, who does have 1 kickoff return for a touchdown this year, back in deep safety for Pulaski, right around his own 20-yard line. Good snap. And the kick by Krieger. Heads for the far side, bounces inside the 20, rolls inside the 15, and stops around the 12. 45-yard punt by Krieger. 1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 12, 5:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 22 here at Beal Stadium.
As good as Krieger is as a quarterback, runner, and passer, he's just as equally as good as a punter. 2 punts tonight for 43 and 45.
Tiger football tonight, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Rigo Plumbing and Heating, and I-State Truck Center of Marshfield. Pulaski looking for their first lead of the ball game. Hendricks at quarterback, lines up in that pistol formation. Grabs the snap and runs himself across the 15 to the 17-yard line, straight ahead. Zemborski pulls him down from behind with Bushak and Ott. Hendricks picks up 4 on that run. 2nd and 6 Pulaski at their own 16-yard line.
This play is going to come back this other direction. Marshfield has been blitzing linebackers towards the right side of their defense, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Hendricks come back here to this side on the short side of the formation.
He lines up in the backfield on 2nd and 6 from the 16. Takes the snap and runs to the far side again. They string it out, but he turns the corner finally and thrown out of bounds around the 20-yard line. maybe the 25 rather. Stayed in bounds near the first down marker. No, it is the 20-yard. They're going to mark it back around the 23. And that should be a first down. It is 7 yards for Hendricks and a first down for Pulaski at their own 23-yard line.
300 yards rushing exactly for Hendricks.
Yeah, the fourth time this year he's run for 300 yards in a game.
Goodness.
First and 10, Pulaski at their own 23. We're tied at 22. 4:25 left, third quarter. Hendricks in that pistol formation. And instead the ball goes straight ahead to Jeanette. He carries across the 25 to about the 28. Direct snap back to Jeanette, who's standing next to Hendricks. And he picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the run. And he may give him yards up to 29. He gains 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for Pulaski, just shy of their own 29-yard line. Tiger defensive line digging in. Lambert coming wide to the near side. Hendricks with Szymanski joining him in the backfield.
Should be a run up the middle.
And Hendricks takes it straight ahead, gets outside of Schwannebeck Osterman, then gets hit hard and stopped around the 32-yard line. A Tiger ball player grabbing him by the knees and pulling him down. That was Gus there at the 32. He's shy of the first down by about a yard and a half. Third and about 1 for Pulaski at their own 32. Lambert on the near side, joined here by Brock Graciani. Hendricks tapping his helmet, takes the snap, runs off tackle for the first down across the 35 to the 37. Hendricks picks up 5 more on that run. And a first down for Pulaski at their own 37. Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski deadlocked at 22 in this Division II quarterfinal here at Beale Stadium.
It's a real game of wills at this point. Pulaski saying, we're just going to keep pounding you. Can you hang in there with us?
Rogers on either side. Hendricks takes the snap. He runs to the far side. Gets a good block, couple of good blocks, then undercut as he crosses the 40. A couple of good blocks out there, but a Marshfield man went down low. I think that was Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman. And knocked Hendricks down at the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 3 on that run. 2nd and 7 for Pulaski, right on their own 40-yard line. Winner heads to the state semifinals next week against either Slinger or Homestead.
37th carry for Hendricks. That's a lot of carries for a high school kid.
Certainly
That's a lot of carries for anybody. Goodness.
2nd and 7 from the 40. Hendricks gets set, takes the snap, runs off tackle, 45-yard line, and out near midfield, pulled down there, but he'll have the first down. I'm not sure if you broadcast the game with me, Dale, the year that Colby won the state championship and beat Random Lake. Random Lake had that kid, was that the 99 team? Random Lake had that kid who carried the ball on every play.
No, don't remember, Gene. You've got a much better memory for that. You and Arnie Peck.
Probably was.
Great memories for that.
Could have been Greg Astrike that night also. But that was the Random Lake team. Had a guy who carried the ball on every play. 1st and 10, Pulaski at the 50-yard line. 1:35 left, third quarter.
Oh, look out.
Some line movement, and someone jumps across.
Took forever for the far side official to finally decide to throw that flag.
It's a neutral zone violation on Marshfield's part. That brings the ball to the Tiger 45.
Yeah, there's 5 free ones on first down.
Yep. Pulaski back at the line of scrimmage. They have fumbled the ball twice tonight. Hendricks in that pistol formation. Jeanette next to him. Ball goes to Hendricks. Off tackle. Down to near the 40-yard line and likely the first down.
So demoralizing for a defense. They keep pushing and pushing. Marshfield not that big in the defensive front. That was one thing that has worried Coach Gadel all year long, but they've relied upon some speed and quickness defensively tonight. They're getting a taste of brute strength.
1st and 10, Pulaski at the Tiger 40. 60 seconds left, third quarter, and we're tied at 22. Hendricks in the pistol formation once again. Takes the snap, runs off tackle, but not much there. Only about a yard. Zamborski and Schwannebeck Osterman on the tackle. Hendricks gains virtually nothing on that play. They'll mark him back at the 40. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10, Pulaski at the Tiger 40-yard line.
That was his 40th carry.
Long night.
Yeah.
Clock winding down, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Could be the final play of the period. Hendricks back to the pistol on 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, runs to the far side with blockers to the 35-yard line, then knocked down around the 34 by several Tigers. And that play will end the third period here at Beal Stadium in Marshfield. Our score after 3 periods, the Marshfield Tigers 22, Pulaski 22, and back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield is proud to sponsor this Marshfield Tigers football broadcast. For over 60 years, Bauer & Fine has been serving the area's printing, copying, and office technology needs. At BBT, we're proud to call Marshfield home. Visit us online at b-bt.com. BBT, better business together.
Models in a variety of styles, sizes, and colors. Or custom build your entertainment space with a brick oven as the centerpiece. Visit Stern Weiss & Sons Block Division, 400 East Arnold in Marshfield today and ask them about authentic Chicago brick ovens.
Halftime score from Ted Fritchfield and Spencer. Spencer Columbus leads Westby 7-6. Play resumes here at Beal Stadium. Pulaski with a 3rd and 5 at the Marshfield 35-yard line. Hendricks in the pistol, Jeanette next to him. Hendricks takes the snap, runs straight ahead, the first down and more into the secondary across the 25, down about the 22. This power running straight ahead. And Hendricks down to the 22, he'll pick up 12 yards on that run. Pulaski has run 11 plays in this series, and Hendricks has carried on 10 of them. 1st and 10 for Pulaski at the Tiger 22-yard line. Early fourth quarter, and Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 22. Van de Korput now in the backfield next to Hendricks. Hendricks has it, runs off tackle. The play is stopped up, and Hendricks dives forward across the 20. About the 18-yard line. This drive began on the Pulaski 12, and now in 12 plays, the Raiders have brought the ball to the Marshfield 18-yard line. Pulaski has the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport in Marshfield. 2nd and 6 for Pulaski at the Tiger 18-yard line. Hendricks sets down the line once again, runs to the far side, has a seam at the 15-yard line, then gets stood up there. And will go no further. Bentley Schwannebeck Osterman makes the tackle right on the 15-yard line. This would be 4-down territory for Pulaski. They're faced with a 3rd and about 4 at the Tiger 15-yard line. Pulaski looking for their first lead. This game has been tied several times, but Pulaski has never led. 3rd and 4 Pulaski at the Tiger 15. Hendricks lines up, takes the snap, runs to the far side, cuts back the inside of the 10-yard line and fights his way down to about the 7, and he'll pick up the first down for Pulaski.
Looks like he was going to be stopped off tackle to the right, but then cut it back over center for an additional 4 or 5 yards.
Gain 7, 1st and goal now for Pulaski at the Tiger 7-yard line. We're tied at 22. with 10:10 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Gene, I've never seen anything like this in all my years coaching, watching football, whatever, in a high school level. My goodness.
Hendricks again lines up. Takes the snap, goes straight ahead. And a couple of Tigers go low, but Hendricks dives forward to about the 2-yard line. That was the 15th play of this drive. Second and goal for Pulaski at the Tiger 2. 16th play of this drive coming up, and Hendricks has carried the ball on 15 of them. 14 to 15 so far. Second and goal from the 2. Hendricks gets set. Takes a high snap, goes off tackle. Near the goal line, he gets pushed back, but he does get in for the touchdown.
Ball almost snapped over his shoulder, but he did a good job going up and grabbing it.
16 play, 88-yard scoring drive for Pulaski. And the Red Raiders have the lead for the first time tonight on top 28-22. Marshfield has not scored here in the second half. And Jeanette now comes in to attempt to kick the PAT. Four touchdown runs for Hendricks tonight. Ball is down. It's a high kick in for the far sideline, and the kick is just inside the upright, just good. Just got it through. Jeanette kicks it through, and so Pulaski has its first lead of this ball game with 9:16 remaining in the fourth quarter. Our score is Pulaski 29 and Marshfield 22. We'll come back to Beale Stadium and more football following this message.
Masonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Masonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
Marshall get the ball back. Our kickoff is service of Rail Transport of Marshfield. Kick off your new career with Rail Transport. Get paid while you do your CDL training.
Well, Marshfield obviously has to answer. You certainly don't want to go 3 and out, or maybe 1 first down and out and give the ball back to this machine.
Bowman and Pierce back deep around the 20-yard line, expecting a short kick by Honke. Kick is away, a line drive near side. Off of Byro's hands, picked up by Bowman at the 13, up the near sideline, across the 25, a flag down behind the play. Bowman out of bounds near the 35-yard line.
Bowman with the return, but there is a flag in the play.
Penalty flag is down, and looks like a call against Marshfield. Marshfield Tiger football tonight on WDLB, a service of Felker Brothers Corporation, manufacturers of stainless steel products, and they support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork, and Felker Brothers of Marshfield supports the youth of central Wisconsin. Tigers begin this series at their own 15-yard line.
Not much going offensively for the Tigers in the second half. Krieger hasn't completed a pass yet in the second half. Of course, Marshfield's only had the ball the second time maybe in this half, second maybe third time.
Tiger offense on the field. Krieger at quarterback. Joey Gadel wide near side, or far side rather. Wagner on the near side. Here's a handoff to Bowman. A lot of room across the 20, 25-yard line, out of bounds as he crosses the 25. Nice run by Brant Bowman. He'll pick up a first down for Marshfield. Gains 12 out to the 27-yard line.
Good job of Bowman starting off tackle to his right and then cutting to the outside, and not much of a support defensively on the defensive end that time for Pulaski as Bowman got around the corner.
Wagner near side, Gadel far side. Bowman in the backfield behind Krieger. 1st and 10 from the 27. Bryant gives to Bowman again, and he slides out to near the 30-yard line. Not much room there, but Bryant gets about 2. 2nd and 8 Tigers at their own 29-yard line. Tigers are trailing in this ball game for the first time. Wagner back on the near side. Gadel far side. Neverton and Byron as tight ends here. 2nd and 8 from the 29. Krieger back to pass. Starts to run to the near sideline. Throws on the run to Byron. Makes the catch and stopped right there, and he dropped the ball anyway. Got a hit by Ignarski and coughed it up at the 33. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 8 for Marshfield now at their own 29-yard line. And Tigers do not want to give the ball back to Pulaski with still 8.5 remaining. New play comes in with Derek Helm. Comes in to play wide receiver.
No passing yards in this half, and about 14 yards of offense running the ball in this half. That's it.
Helm and Wagner, the wide receivers, on 3rd and 8 from the 29. Krieger to pass the football. Being rushed. Runs to the far sideline. That comes near side with room across the 30, 35 to the 40. Cuts back inside the midfield, and Krieger in the clear. Drive a flag down behind the play. Krieger will go in the end zone, but that play will come back. Now the Tigers still may get a first down on the play as the flag is thrown on the 43-yard line. If yardage marked off from there, Marshfield still may get a first down on this. Otherwise, Krieger in the end zone would have gone 71 yards for a touchdown. And ball thrown on the flag thrown on the 43-yard line.
Yep, flag coming out after Krieger was about 25 yards ahead of the play. So,
well, something you don't normally see, Dale. Nope. Marshfield's Derek Helm coming to the sideline and pointing to himself, saying, "That was me who did that." Don't see a guy take responsibility like that. Now the ball is back at the 47-yard line, so Marshfield does get a first down on the play. Give Krieger 18 yards on the run, and a Tiger first down on their own 47. 8:13 remaining in regulation time. Tigers down 29-22. Krieger in the pistol. Bowman goes in motion. And Bowman straight ahead to the 50, 40, and he's in the clear to the near sideline, and Bowman will go all the way for a Tiger touchdown.
Right up the middle. Right up the middle. Right over right guard, over and Kieran Bump at center, and Sam Hazley. I didn't see if Byro was also in there with the block. He usually leads plays like that.
5-play, 85-yard scoring drive. And the Tigers back to within 1 with 8:05 remaining. Grant Bowman, 53-yard scoring run for the Tigers.
What a game. What a high school football game, my.
And Coffrin comes in to attempt to tie the ball game. Will Voss the holder. So one play after Krieger's touchdown run is negated. Bowman goes 53 yards for a score. Coffrin to tie the ball game. Ball is down. Kick on the way. The kick is up, and it is good. So we're back to even once again. 8:05 remaining in regulation time, and our score, Marshfield 29, Pulaski 29. We'll come back to Beale Stadium in just a moment.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
They're back to even tied at 29 as Mason Coffrin gets set to kick off for the Tigers.
I don't know if you believe in spirits, Gene, but maybe the spirit of Fred Beale will help the Tigers here yet tonight. One last game at Beale Stadium.
Mason Coffrin kicking off. So a long kick. Agnarski lets this ball go. It stops, though, inside the 5-yard line. He comes back and picks it up at the 10. Heads for the far sideline. Has no place to go, and he'll be cut down deep inside Pulaski territory around the 15. He thought that ball was in the end zone. Yeah. It took a hop and stopped inside the 5. He had to run back and get it. And because of that indecision, Pulaski has the football around their own 12-yard line.
Best pitching wedge shot you're ever going to see. Looked like it was maybe going to bounce in, although he was expecting that to bounce quite a ways on an end-over-end type kickoff.
Pulaski football on their own 12. 8 minutes left in regulation time. We're tied at 29. Now Pulaski went about 88 yards on their last possession. We'll see what they can do here. Hendricks in that pistol. Takes the snap. Runs to the far side. Gets outside of the 15-yard line and tossed it out of bounds.
Just too much on the first down. Too much again.
Gain about 5 on that play.
Somebody's down on the far sideline for Pulaski.
It is not Hendricks. He's going back to the bench, or back to the huddle rather. But another Pulaski man is down on the sidelines. Clock is stopped. 7:54 remaining in regulation time. Marshfield and Pulaski are tied here at 29 in this WIAA Division II state quarterfinal. You're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and WDLBWOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer. With Delia Kaitis, I'm Gene Delisio. Pulaski man still down just off the sideline on the far side of the field and being attended to by some medical personnel over there. Pulaski will have a 2nd and 5 at their own 17-yard line as play resumes, but that man is just off the field. Not sure they're going to let him play resume again. It looks like they will let the play resume. 2nd and 5 Pulaski at their own 17. Hendricks in the pistol, takes the snap, looking to get outside across the 20 to about the 22 or 23. And that'll be a first down for Pulaski. Hendricks out to the 23-yard line, gains 6. 1st and 10 Pulaski at their own 23. 7:45 left in regulation time. And we're tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal.
Pulaski has gone without any kind of a holding penalty.
Wide outs on either side. Hendricks grabs the snap, goes straight ahead, not much there. He's undercut, dives across the 25 to the 27, and he'll get about 3 on that play.
What do you say his season high is so far?
His season high is 342.
Well, he's at 378 now. Closing in on 400 yards. That's an awful lot of carries to expect a high school kid to do in a football game, though. I don't know.
2nd and 6 Pulaski at their own 27. Hendricks has it once again, heading for the far side. He gets stood up and is pushed back. Virtually no gain that time. Tigers run the line of scrimmage that time, and Hendricks had no place to go. Maybe gained 1 yard to the 28. So a big play here. 3rd and 5 for Pulaski at their own 28-yard line.
Well, when they've needed it, this kind of yardage, so far, they've thrown that power sweep.
Yep. Tigers need to stop right here and force a punt. 3rd and 5 Pulaski at their own 28.
Lining it up to the right. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run short side to the other side.
Hendricks takes it.
Power sweep. Going to throw it.
Throw the ball near sideline. It's dropped. Had Jeanette open inside the 35, and Jeanette dropped the ball. I don't think he would have had a first down. There was a short pass.
Yeah. He
was falling down at the 32. He would have been on 2 yards shy of the first down.
Ball thrown very hard also. You know, these guys aren't used to catching passes, quite frankly. It's cold out there. I'm not trying to make a lot of excuses, but a lot of mustard put on that one by Hendricks.
So 4th and 5 for Pulaski at their own 28. Logan Corbus to punt the ball away for the Red Raiders. Grabs the snap, kicks it away, a high floater. Bowman calls for a fair catch and grabs it on the Marshfield 42. Tiger football on their own 42-yard line, halfway through the fourth quarter, and Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 29. BW Stevens Point football team plays at Whitewater tomorrow, game time 1 p.m. Oshkosh at Eau Claire tomorrow, River Falls at La Crosse, Platteville at Stout in WIAC football on Saturday. Tiger football on their own 42. Halfway through the fourth quarter, we're tied at 29. Wagner near side. Meverton far side. Pierce comes in motion. And it's going to be Bowman straight ahead across the 45 to about the 47. Grant gets about 5 yards on first down. 5 yards on the run, even close to 6. Second and about 5 for Marshfield at their own, just shy of their own 48-yard line.
After his 53-yard run, Bowman now with 128 yards in this ball game.
Well, Brandt over 100 yards for the first time in Marshfield's last 5 games. It's his 5th time this year. Second and 5 from the 48. Pierce comes in motion. And it's Krieger straight ahead, breaks a tackle inside the 50 and stood up at the 49. Take the jet sweep to Pierce.
Pierce, I think, was kind of surprised he didn't get the football there. I don't know if there was a kind of a slippery attempt at an exchange between Krieger and Pierce, but Pierce really grabbing for the football, but Krieger kept it, and short yardage coming up.
It's 3rd and 1 for the Tigers at the Pulaski 49. Wagner and Gadel the wideouts. Bowman behind Krieger on 3rd and 1. Krieger takes the snap. Bowman straight ahead, gets hit, spins away inside the 45 and pushed back there. Brandt will have the first down at the Pulaski 45.
Straight up the middle behind Racher, Bump, and Hazley.
1st and 10 for Marshfield at the Pulaski 45-yard line. 4:38 remaining in regulation time. Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal.
As much as we are frustrated in being able to watch this Hendricks kid and not be able to stop him, you know, Pulaski's got to feel somewhat the same way over there. Marshfield's really moved the ball well tonight as well.
Wagner and Gadel, the wide receivers. Bowman behind Krieger. Ryan takes the handoff, to throw deep on the near sideline, looking for Wagner at the 20, dives, but can't make it, get a catch at the 15-yard line. Ball just overthrown, incomplete. Tigers going for a deep ball and just overthrew Preston Wagner, incomplete. 2nd and 10 Marshfield at the Pulaski 45-yard line.
Pretty good coverage back there by Pulaski. We've got an official's timeout. Pointing to one of the Pulaski players. I don't know if that's a uniform situation or what that is.
Our timeouts tonight sponsored by Papa Murphy's Pizza. For the fastest way to order your fresh pizza, go to papamurphys.com.
No, we have a Tiger player injured along the sidelines. I think that's Wagner, yes, way down in the corner.
Wagner now is limping along the near sideline back to the bench.
Yeah, he was lying at about the 13-yard line around the corner, something that we don't have a very good look at.
Preston coming back to the bench.
He might even be cramping.
Tigers have a 2nd and 10 at the Pulaski 45. 4:07 left in regulation time. Tied at 29. Gadel and Meverton wide receivers. Pierce and Bowman the wings. Bowman goes in motion. And broken play. Krieger takes off himself and runs for about 3 yards. He went to hand the ball to somebody. Nobody was there.
Nobody was there. No.
Krieger gains 3 to the 42. 3rd down. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 for the Tigers at the Pulaski 42-yard line.
Crisscross action in the backfield, and Krieger was kind of holding the ball out, as always expecting someone to come forward and receive the handoff, or maybe that fake handoff in a quarterback run, but turned out all alone.
Clock running, 3:30 left in regulation time.
By the way, doing a nice job powering ahead for those 3.
Meverton wide near side, 3rd and 7 from the 42. And a timeout call. Pulaski calls timeout. Pulaski's first timeout of the second half. 3:21 remaining in regulation time. Our timeout's a service of Papa Murphy's Pizza of Marshfield. For the fastest way to order your fresh pizza, go to papamurphys.com. Papa Murphy's of Marshfield, loving from your oven at 425 degrees. Our score is Marshfield 29 and Pulaski 29. Back to Beale Stadium in just a moment.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
3rd and 7 Tigers at the Pulaski 42. Gadel and Meverden the wideouts. Krieger running to the near side. Stops, throws near sideline, caught by Bowman, 35, near sideline, and pushed out of bounds around the 33, but he'll have the first down with that play. Big catch by Brant Bowman, gains 9, and Marshfield has a first down at the Pulaski 33-yard line. 3:15 left in regulation time. Marshfield and Pulaski are tied at 29. Cadle back in the ball game.
Bowman that time just running a little out pattern from his slot position, and Krieger putting the ball right on his jersey.
Bowman flanked on the near side. Goes in motion. And Krieger straight ahead to the 35-yard line and down to about the 28 on that run. Ryan Krieger straight ahead for about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 Tigers at the Pulaski 28. Clock running down, 2:50 left in regulation time. We're tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal. Meverden and Gadel the wideouts on 2nd and 5 from the 28. Viral in the backfield. Bowman goes in motion. And Krieger pitches back to Bowman. Room to the near side, 25-yard line. And upended around the 21. But that'll give Marshfield the first down. Bowman runs for 7 more. And a first down for Marshfield at the Pulaski 21. 2.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal.
I don't know how far they'd have to get for Coffrin to be in range, but they must be starting to close in on it.
Now Coffrin's career long is 37, is long this year 32.
He'll be at 38 right now for a field goal.
Meverden far side, Hilm went on the near side. Bowman goes in motion. He gets the call straight ahead. Gains a few yards inside the 20 down to about the 19. 2 yards for Bowman. 2nd and 8 Tigers at the Pulaski 19 with 2 minutes to play. We're tied at 29. Tigers have the ball inside the Rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport of Marshfield. 2nd and 8 Tigers at the Pulaski 19. Meverden far side. Wagner near side. Bowman and Pierce the wings. Krieger in the pistol. Takes the snap. Back to pass, quarterback draw. Down to about the 16-yard line, pulled down from behind. Krieger runs for about 3. Now Pulaski wants a timeout. Raiders use their 2nd timeout. Pulaski taking a timeout here. Marshfield will have a 3rd down here. 3rd and about 5, maybe 6 at the Pulaski 16-yard line. 1:23 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal. Winner plays Slinger or Homestead in the state semifinals next week. Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs, a winner over Amherst in the big ball game tonight by a score of 12-0. Getting some scores reported to us. Edgar, a winner over Loyal, 25-6. Reedsville did beat Pittsville 17-15. Stratford beat Kewanee 42-12 tonight.
Wow. Kewani's got a good program over there. They've been to state several times in the last 10, 12 years.
Big play here for the Tigers. 3rd and 5 Marshfield at the Pulaski 16-yard line. Wagner back in the ball game, wide on the near side. Krieger takes the snap. The jet sweep, and it's near side. Pierce to the 10-yard line, and inside the 10, out of bounds around the 9. He should have the first down with that run. Caden Pierce tossed out of bounds. It's a first down for Marshfield. Inside the Pulaski 10. Right on the 10-yard line. Gain of 6 for Pierce. First and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 10. 1:17 left in regulation time. We're tied at 29 in this Division II quarterfinal.
I'm running out of heart pills, Gene. Running out of heart pills.
Wagner and Meverton, the wide receivers. Bowman in motion.
Ooh.
And Krieger falls down on the handoff. He goes down at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, we had Bowman and Byro coming forward on kind of a crisscross, and they and Krieger kind of got all bottled up in a knot, and Krieger falls down. Just very lucky the ball didn't end up on the ground there.
The game now in the final minute. 55 seconds left. Second and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 11. We're tied at 29. Meverton far side, Bowman near side. Viral in the backfield next to Krieger. Bowman goes in motion. Krieger off tackle himself inside the 10 down to about the 8. 3 yards for Krieger on that play. Timeout being called here. Pulaski takes a timeout. This is the Red Raiders' final timeout. Timeout Pulaski, 31 seconds remaining in regulation time. Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 29. Back to Beale Stadium right after this message.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
Marshfield and Pulaski tied at 29. Tigers have a third and goal at the Pulaski 9-yard line. Pulaski now out of timeouts. This would be a 26-yard field goal for Coffin at this point. Wide out to the other side on third and goal from the 9.
Byro.
Bowman in motion.
No.
And it's Bowman getting outside. Not much there. Cut down to the 7. Bowman gains 1 yard. Fourth and goal Tigers at the Pulaski 7-yard line. Ball's on the far hash mark. Clock winding down. Pulaski can't stop it. 12 seconds left. Tigers will count on a game-winning field goal from Mason Coffin, who kicked an 18-yard field goal to beat Kaukauna earlier in the season. And now Marshfield will take timeout with 3 seconds remaining. And bring in Mason Coffin for that game-winning field goal try.
It's going to be a sharp angle. It's way over on the left hash mark, so this isn't just a straight-on kick. Somewhat surprising that the Tigers would run it. Well, it's hard to say. Maybe Bowman wasn't supposed to run that ball to the outside either. Hard to tell.
Mason Coffin with 8 field goals in his Tiger career. Won a game winner, the 18-yarder against Kaukauna, late in the regular season. This would be about a 25-yard field goal try to win the ball game and put Marshfield into the state semifinals.
Tough angle, real tough angle here.
Ball is on the far hash mark. Mason putting the tee down just inside the 15. So a 25-yard field goal try for Mason Coffin to win this game and put Marshfield into the state semifinals. Nolan Hurdle, the snapper. Will Voss, the holder. We're set to bay. Ball is down. Kick on the way. Long enough, and the kick is good. And the Marshfield Tigers will play in the Division II semifinals next week. A thrilling win for the Marshfield Tigers as they edge Pulaski in this state quarterfinal tonight.
You couldn't ask for a better high school football game than this one tonight. Even better, of course, because the Tigers did come back and win it. But my goodness, what a great game.
Our final score, the Marshfield Tigers 32, Pulaski 29. We'll have a full recap on our postgame report in just a moment.
During the last 50 years, Wisconsin Homes has earned the reputation of building some of the finest homes in the Midwest. As a family-owned business, they know the importance of creating strong relationships with their customers and maintaining the highest level of trust. Stop by their model home village across from the YMCA in Marshfield for a free tour to see for yourself the quality they deliver. To learn more about building a new home or working at Wisconsin Homes, please visit their website at wisconsinhomesinc.com. Wisconsin Homes is a proud sponsor of Marshfield Tiger Athletics.
Quality Roofing, Marshfield, Wisconsin, is proud to include Wausau Athletic Park, Camp Randall, Lambeau Field, and UW-Madison Cole Sports Center in their project lineup. Quality Roofing is equally proud to always support area students. Quality Roofing serves Wisconsin's commercial roofing and sheet metal needs. Contact Quality Roofing on the web at qroof.com or visit them in Marshfield's East Industrial Park.
High school sports coverage is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, along with its many affiliated providers, wants to help people live longer, healthier lives. Security Health Plan offers high-quality coverage options for large and small businesses and for individuals and families. Go to securityhealth.org to learn more. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Security Health Plan is proud to support area high school athletes.
Well, the fans here at Beal Stadium, and if indeed this is the last game at Beal Stadium, they saw quite a ball game tonight. A great way to close it out as the Marshfield Tigers come from behind in the fourth quarter to edge Pulaski 32-29 on a last-second 25-yard field goal by Mason Coffrin. That will put Marshfield into the state semifinals next week against either Slinger or Homestead High School from Mequon. So the Tigers improve to 12-0 with this win and go on to the state semifinals next week. What a win tonight for the Marshfield Tigers over this fine Pulaski ball club, 32-29. During our postgame report this evening, we'll check the final scoring and stats in this ball game. Also give you our block of the game for tonight. But right now, let's take time out for these messages.
Get to know Dave's Expert Auto in Marshfield. They're experts in brakes, experts in alignment, experts in suspension and computer diagnostics. Yes, they're the experts in auto repair. Certified master technicians who keep your car running smoothly, foreign or domestic. But what they really want you to know is that they are the people you can trust. They'll give you a straightforward, accurate estimate and fix only what needs fixing. Dave's Expert Auto of Marshfield. Stop in to 500 South Vine. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5:30.
Here's another Tooth Truth from Dental Clinic of Marshfield.
Do you feel anxious about dentists? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people feel anxiety about dental visits. Dental Clinic of Marshfield wants to help. Dental Clinic of Marshfield dentists will make your comfort a priority.
Dental Clinic of Marshfield. Dental care for life. Schedule an appointment today at any of their 3 offices in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neilsville. Learn more at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com.
Each day, we get up and come to work with a purpose, moving our communities forward. Hi, this is Megan Rosenbich, Office Manager at Forward Bank in Marshfield. Because of our customers, we've given over $1 million to our area nonprofits over the last 5 years. Our dedicated employees continue to invest their own time in our communities by volunteering nearly 17,000 hours over the last 4 years. Banking with Forward helps make great things possible in your community. Visit us online at forward.bank to learn more.
Marshfield Tiger football team heading on to the state semifinals next week against either Slinger or Homestead. Tigers will be in the semifinals for the first time since 2012 when they lost to Homestead at UW Oshkosh 49-8. But quite a job of the Tigers this evening, winning this ball game against Pulaski by a final score of 32-29. Let's go through the scoring plays in this ball game, a service of Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. Well, lots to talk about in this one, and the scoring plays very exciting in this ball game as this contest certainly went back and forth tonight. Marshfield Tigers got the opening kickoff and went 78 yards in 7 plays and scored on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Krieger to Brant Bowman. Mason Coffin kicked the PAT, and Marshfield led 7-0 with 9:01 remaining in the first quarter. Pulaski came back and got the ensuing kickoff, went 66 yards in 8 plays, and scored on a 31-yard touchdown run by Dylan Hendricks. Jeanette kicked the PAT. That tied the game at 7 apiece with 5:47
Chili Implement,
remaining.
located just north of Highway 10 in
Marshfield
Chili.
punted on their next possession. Pulaski got the ball back, drove inside Marshfield territory, but lost the ball on a fumble recovered by Alex Steins. Tigers took over on their own 42 and went 58 yards in 8 plays, scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run by Ryan Krieger. Krieger then threw to Preston Wagner for the 2-point conversion, and Marshfield led 15-7 with 10:42 left in the second quarter. Pulaski got the ball back, and Dylan Hendricks took over again. The Red Raiders went 65 yards in 4 plays, all on the ground, all by Hendricks. Hendricks scored from 5 yards away, and then Jeanette kicked the PAT to tie the ball game at 15 apiece. Marshfield then on their next possession drove the ball down to the 6-yard line, could not score, and Mason Coffin missed a 23-yard field goal. Pulaski got the ball back, went to their own 35, had to punt for the first time tonight. That gave the ball back to Marshfield in the closing moments of the second quarter, and the Tigers using a long pass play to Brant Bowman and another long pass play to Preston Wagner got into scoring range, and Marshfield took the ball across the goal line on a 1-yard touchdown run by Ryan Krieger to cap a 6-play, 71-yard scoring drive. That score came with just 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Coffin kicked the PAT, and Marshfield led 22-15 at the halftime break. Pulaski got the ball to start the third quarter, but lost the ball inside their own territory on a fumble recovered by Justin Kuzi. Looked like Marshfield might be in scoring range, but then the Tigers lost the ball on a fumble, and that gave the ball right back to Pulaski. They took over on their own 32, and on their first play from scrimmage, Hendricks went 68 yards for a touchdown. Honky then kicked the PAT that tied the ball game at 22 with 8:11 remaining in the third quarter. On Pulaski's next possession, they embarked on a very impressive drive. They went 88 yards in 16 plays and scored on Hendricks' 2-yard touchdown run. Jeanette kicked the PAT, and Pulaski had their first lead at 29-22 with 9:16 left in regulation time. Marshfield got the ball back at their own 15-yard line and drove out to near midfield. In fact, Ryan Krieger actually ran the ball across the goal line from about 79 yards away, but that play was called back due to a hold, and the ball given to Marshfield on their own 47. On the very next play, Brant Bowman went 53 yards for a touchdown, and Mason Coffin kicked the PAT that tied the ball game at 29 with 8:05 left in regulation time. Still lots of time for Pulaski. They got the ball back on the ensuing kickoff, drove out to their own 28-yard line, but could get no further and had to punt the ball away. There was a drop pass on a third down play, which was a big play for the Tiger defense on that series. Pulaski punted back to Marshfield. Tigers took over on their own 42-yard line and drove the ball down the field. No real big plays in that drive. No play more than 9 yards, but Marshfield kept the chains moving, kept the ball in their own hands, got the ball down to the Pulaski 7-yard line, and Mason Coffin kicked a 25-yard field goal as time expired to give Marshfield a 32-29 win. And so Marshfield improves to 12-0 and moves on to the state semifinals against either Slinger or Homestead next Friday evening. Again, the Marshfield Tigers winners tonight over Pulaski by a final score of 32-29. Our post-game scoring update is service of Ag Country Farm Cadet Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities throughout central Wisconsin. We'll come back and check the final stats in this ball game with Dale Yukaitis following these messages.
The whole crew was coming over to watch the big game. And even though they're all full of hot air, when the gas furnace broke, I called an Amana dealer. He installed a new, durable Amana brand gas furnace with a stainless steel heat exchanger. You know, football should be played in the cold and watched in the warm.
See your Amana dealer in Marshfield. Vigo Plumbing and Heating on Galvin Avenue.
Hunters, when you're ready to turn that big buck or doe into delicious venison sausage, look no further than Hewitt Meats in Marshfield. They have 80 years experience in venison sausage making and is overseen by their own master meat crafter. All sausage products are vacuum sealed for the freshest tasting and highest quality products available. Hewitt Meats only accepts boneless venison. Drop off all your boneless venison at 210 Downwind Drive and check out their sandwich menu at Hewitt Meats, Highway 13 South, Marshfield.
Marshfield Tiger football team still on the field. Many of their family and friends on the field with them, congratulating the Tigers on this thrilling win. Tigers come from behind to edge Pulaski here in the fourth quarter, 32-29 on a last-second field goal by Mason Coffrin. Puts Marshfield into the state semifinals against either Slinger or Homestead next weekend, probably next Friday evening. No score on that ball game as of yet. We'll try to get some scores for you before we leave the air tonight here on WDLB. Right now, we'll bring back Delia Kaitis for our final stats update, a service of the people for whom numbers matter the most, Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. Dale, how about the final stats on this one tonight?
Got a question for you first, Gene. As far as, do you have the number of carries Dylan Hendrick had coming into this ball game? Maybe I'll give you time to look for that.
No, I really don't. I have this total yardage, but
sorry about that. No problem. I will tell you this. He carried the ball 52 times tonight. 52 times, folks. My goodness, I've never seen anything like that. I remember when Lee Weigel was at Eau Claire, and he carried 40-some times for the Blue Golds, and people were talking about that's almost inhumane. Wow, what an athlete, this Dylan Hendricks. He was starting to slow down running the football late in the fourth quarter, just didn't have the ability to break away, but I'll get to what Gene asked me to. I'm just stunned by this kid's performance tonight and the big win by the Tigers. 388 total yards by Pulaski. I have 378 of those to Dylan Hendrick, and keep in mind that I have a tendency to watch the game a lot. I may even miss a carry or two somewhere in there. Only two other ball players carried for Pulaski tonight, Branchweiler and Jeanette, 5 yards each. Hendricks did not complete a pass. He was 0 for 3. That actually kind of came back to beat Pulaski at the end when he threw a pass to a receiver out here in the flats as the Pulaski was trying to complete a third and about 6 or 7 for a first down. The ball went off the hands of a receiver, but that's a team that just doesn't throw the ball very much. Such odd stats. 388 total yards, 378 by one kid. My goodness. Tigers, 396 of total yards, 71 yards rushing for Krieger, 142 yards by Bowman, 23 by Pierce, 5 by Byrell for 241 yards rushing. 241 yards rushing. Ryan Krieger threw the ball for 155 yards. 9 of 17 passing tonight. So the passing game, you know, I've said a long time ago, sooner or later, when it comes to playoff or state time, a team is going to have to be able to throw the football to win a ball game. Marshfield could, and took advantage of it at times tonight, but ironically, the big drive tonight came mostly on the ground as the Tigers chewed up 4, 5, 6 yards at a time, starting at about 6 minutes left in the ball game, and ran the clock down, and then got the winning 25-yard field goal from Coffrin at a very, very tough angle. I'd also like to point out Hurdle and Voss as the holder and kicker, the snapper and holder. Perfect execution, good blocking by the line. Pulaski did rush a man around the right side of their defense coming in. He almost got there to block the kick, but almost not enough, as Coffrin split the uprights, and the Tigers win one of the best games, high school games I've ever seen, and certainly one of the best I've ever seen here at Beal Stadium since I've been in Marshfield since 1972. My gosh, Gene, what a ball game.
Certainly was a great ball game, a great win for the Marshfield Tigers tonight as they advance on. And they will now take on the Homestead Ball Club from Mequon.
Oh boy!
As Homestead did win their semifinal or their quarterfinal tonight, 42-12 over Slinger. Now we have some other scores to pass along, some other business to pass along as well. We'll get to that right after these messages.
Pioneer Bank is an independent full-service bank since 1910 with offices in central Wisconsin. Pioneer Bankers offer financial products and services relevant to your everyday needs. Whether you want to open a new checking, roll over your 401k, or build your savings, all member FDIC insured, and your Pioneer Bank.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
Johnson.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Brian Kaiser. Together, we can give you a long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 617 West Blodgett here in Marshfield. Edward Jones, making sense of investment. Member SIPC.
Northside Computers at 907 South Central Avenue in Marshfield will design and build a computer specifically for you. A great idea for gift giving. Make record keeping a breeze. Northside Computers in Marshfield offers a full line of custom-built computers and accessories. Get the right one specifically for you. Designed and built by local technicians and come with a 3-year parts and labor warranty. Check for yourself at Northside Computers, 907 South Central Avenue, Marshfield. Gift certificates available too. Northside Computers. Now you're thinking smart.
Now fans don't want to leave Beal Stadium tonight. Still very excited and congratulating the Marshfield Tiger football team. After this thrilling win here at Beal Stadium, the Tigers edge Pulaski 32-29 on a last-second field goal by Mason Coffrin to advance on to the state semifinals next week. Dale, we do owe our fans a block of the game, sponsored by Sternweiss & Sons and their block division at 400 East Arnold Street in Marshfield. Any thoughts about a block of the game for tonight?
Isaiah Byrule with 2 big blocks, one on a sweep that gained about 15 yards. I think that was Ryan Krieger going down the sidelines, although Bowman also had a 15-yarder as well down that far sideline, and Isaiah just drove his man about 10 yards downfield. Could also give it to Gabe Racher, Kieran Bump, Brody Anderson for the nice blocking on the short touchdown run by Brad Krieger early in the ball game as well to give the Tigers their second score of the game. I'm going to give this one to an unusual, recipient this time. I'm going to give it to the extra point field goal team. The line for the blocking that they put up on that field goal attempt, it looks so automatic in high school and in college and the pros, but I want to tell you, somebody who's had a chance to coach kids over the years to try to get them to do that well, it's not an easy thing. And then a great snap by Nolan Hurdle and by Mike Voss also. I got the first name wrong there, Bill. Okay, first name wrong there, but Voss, the backup quarterback, and the perfect kick by Mason Coffrin. I'm just still stunned by this 52-yard effort, according to my stats. And this kid, he was just running out of gas towards the end of the game. His runs, instead of 8 and 9 yards, were still strong, but they were 3 and 4 yards. And you could see his legs were just starting to go, because he also played both ways. He played outside, decent defensive end and outside linebacker, and I saw him coming on the blitz. In fact, I saw several Pulaski players going back both ways tonight as well. So my hat's really off to them. I've never seen a performance like this Hendricks kid. I've seen some good athletes play football here since 1972, and I've just never seen anything like this, Gene.
The Marshfield Tigers survive it tonight as they edge Pulaski in this Division II quarterfinal, winning at 32-29 on the last-second field goal by Mason Coffrin. We promised you some other scores. We'll get to those following these messages.
The signs of sportsmanship are showing up everywhere in helping hands and hard work.
Whether you're the star or on
Chili
the
Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chile, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield is proud to sponsor this Marshfield Tigers football broadcast. For over 60 years, Bauer & Fine has been serving the area's printing, copying, and office technology needs. At BBT, we're proud to call Marshfield home. Visit us online at b-bt.com. BBT, better business together.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Semifinals next weekend against the Homestead Ball Club. Marshfield winning this one 32-29. Meanwhile, Homestead did win their quarterfinal tonight as they defeated Slinger in Mequon 42-12. So Marshfield and Homestead likely next Friday night. Marshfield ranked number 5 in the state. Homestead is number 2. These teams also played in the semifinals back in 2012. And that game was at Titan Stadium at UW Oshkosh, and Marshfield lost that game to Homestead 49-8. The two teams also played back in 2002 in the semifinal round. Marshfield won that game 13-6. Marshfield also beat Homestead in the semifinals in 2001. Marshfield won 41-20, and Marshfield lost the state championship game to Homestead in 1999, 23-13. So not our first experience with Homestead. We'll see them probably next Friday night. We'll get the location official date on that one sometime tomorrow morning from the WIAA. In Division 5 football, the score at Spencer a lot closer than people maybe had thought it would be, but the Spencer Columbus Rockets hold on and they nip Westby 13-12. So Spencer Columbus now will take on the Stratford Tigers in the Division 5 semifinals next Friday night. Stratford a winner over Kewanee tonight, 42-12. And so Stratford and Spencer Columbus in the state semifinals likely next Friday evening. The location not yet determined. Division 6. The season comes to an end for the Abbotsford Falcons as they lose tonight to the number 1 ranked team in the state in Division 6, Iola Scandinavia. Although a close ball game, Iola wins that one by a final score of 41-28. Iola advances on to play the winner of the Regis Grantsburg ball game, and there is no final score on that one as of yet. In Division 7, the Edgar Wildcats go back to the state semifinals. They beat Loyal at Edgar tonight 25-6. Meanwhile, the Pittsville Panthers lost their quarterfinal to Reedsville tonight 17-15, and so Edgar will face Reedsville in a state semifinal in Division 7 next weekend. Also, one other score of interest for our local fans, Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs and Amherst meeting in the opposite side of the Division 5 bracket tonight, and Springs won that ball game over Amherst by a score of 12-0. Once again, Marshfield Tigers get the win over Pulaski this evening, 32-29. We'll come back with some final thoughts on this Tiger win following these messages.
Oh yes, Mia, and the prices are falling too with a huge remodeling sale at Rice's Scrapwood Carpet. Right now we're clearing out all 2018 carpet, vinyl, and waterproof floors. So if you're building a new home or remodeling like we are, then this is the sale you've been waiting for.
Plus, it's more than 400 remnants on sale and ready for installation.
You're correct, Vivian. Don't miss the huge remodeling sale at Rice's Scrapwood Carpet in beautiful Marshfield.
many years, the Baltus Oil Company has provided exceptional service to help maintain performance and to avoid major problems with your vehicle. The Baltus Tire and Lube location across from the post office can not only change your oil and filter, but they'll check for possible problems with their free 15-point inspection. Free car wash with any oil change at Baltus, across from the post office in Marshfield. Doran Excavating has the equipment to handle any project, from site development to ponds, waterways to bulldozing, and everything in between. Doran Excavating will deliver crushed blacktop, black dirt, sand, gravel, when and where you need it, and on time. Doran Excavating's professional staff is proud of a job well done and is with their customers every step of the way from start to finish. Doran Excavating, Marshfield, call 715-591-8491 with your project today.
Well, the Marshfield Tigers have at least one more ball game left in this 2018 season as they edge Pulaski here in this exciting state quarterfinal, 32-29. And Dale, I'd say after 77 years of football at Beal Stadium, this is quite a way to close out the old ballpark.
I just keep saying I'm stunned. I'm just at a loss for words at this one. Besides the fact that it was just a great high school football game, back and forth, and you had that feeling. It's a cliched thought that whoever had the ball last was definitely going to win this ball game, and you better score when you had it, and that's kind of what happened. Marshfield was able to stop Pulaski finally and get the ball back with, I think there were about 6 minutes left in the ball. 5:59. 5:59. Okay, I was pretty close to that. And then be able to just kind of do something that we have not really seen Marshfield do over the years, where they just pound the ball 3, 4, 5 yards at a crack and eat up the clock and end up kick a winning field goal and believe me folks, it was a short kick relatively, but it was not an easy kick. It was from the far left hash mark, and that's a real tough angle. Almost would have been better at times at that situation is take a 5-yard penalty so you've got a little bit better angle, but Mason Coffin came through with it, and so excited for the Tiger fans, the Tiger players. This has been a magical season. Hopefully it continues. Homestead is, along with teams like Arrowhead and Kimberly, are some of the teams in the state that are thought about every single year as being among the best football programs in the state. Marshfield now certainly has put their name back on that mark as well this year. I think there may be some teams over in the Fox Valley area that are going to kind of raise their eyebrows and scratch their head at this one. But I could ramble on and on. I just better shut up here. We'll be here till midnight. I'm just stunned by this ball game, and what a game, what a football game, and what a performance by this Dylan Hendricks, and what a performance by the Marshfield Tigers.
Yeah, just think about Mason Coffin, how excited he was to kick that game-winning field goal against Kaukauna several weeks ago, but now to kick a game-winning field goal as time expired to win a state quarterfinal. What a thrill that must be for that young man.
Well, I think the kick at Kaukauna was a little bit more straight on. To me, it was almost like an extra point. This one, again, from that tough angle, I hate to keep beating that dead horse over and over, but that was not an easy kick. He really flubbed a kick earlier when Marshfield was down around the 6-yard line, pulled it badly and almost mishit the football. So that's something that may have been going through his mind, but a lot of courage by both teams on this football team tonight. And if the spirit of Fred Beal is still around, I hope good old Fred gets on one of the buses going over to the semifinal football game with the Tigers this next week against outstanding Homestead Ball Club.
Marshfield and Homestead in the state semifinals next weekend, likely on Friday night, but we'll let you know about that tomorrow morning. Our broadcast of that game will be heard next Friday evening, or perhaps on Saturday, but likely Friday night here on WDLB on Sports Radio 92.3 FM. WOSQ. Next weekend we'll have the Spencer Columbus game with Stratford, both winners in Division 5 action this evening. We don't know as of yet where that ball game will be played, but we'll have that one for you